prediction.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Vampire the Masquerade. No, Sunkit. No.
One more time.
What? What is this?
Calm down.
You've done so well the past weeks, and then you just mess.
I think it's because Peachy's here. He's throwing off the whole.
I need the intro again.
You need silence.
You need to be quiet for a second, so I could do the intro bit. Hello everyone, and welcome to Sunkist, the Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition TTRPG campaign, where we're on episode number 64. We're probably not going to get to 69, and I feel like Vandy's definitely going to miss 69. Story of your life, sorry bro. So...
Yep, this is definitely the best intro you've ever done. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! So this is how today's gonna go. Okay.
Yeah. Whoa, that was right through the heart, man.
Peachy, what's up, man? How's it going?
Yo, what's up, Sheepy?
Oh.
Do you need to pre-record your intros?
No. People are used to this by now.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor bastards. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah.
Your hair looks great, by the way.
Thank you. It's the first time you mentioned it.
Yeah. Doesn't his hair look? Why does his hair look so good?
I think it has a nice flow
nice,
today.
Yeah. I mean, usually.
Why am I giving you compliments after you just fucking like?
Yeah.
I did
You know
nothing.
what? Fuck your hair.
Oh, okay. Wow. See how it's gonna be today.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Everyone's just like cruel today.
Just awful, honestly.
You know what it is? It's because I played the the Moonkissed music last week.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where all this hostility.
And it started
coming from.
today, like a little bit in roll 20. So
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
it's
fine.
playing now. Like this is a.
Yeah, no, I turned it down.
Yeah.
I turned
Oh, I thought this
way
was
down.
for some reason I thought this was one of the. I can link it now, but my brain was like, oh, it's the tempo music.
So tell us about yourself, Peachy.
Why?
What do you do?
Peachy.
Where do you do it?
Why?
Why do you do it?
Oh, you do intros like this, maybe. I'm Peachy. I do things.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Peachy Pixel 8.
Thank you. I'm Peachy Pixel. I stream and stuff. And I play a lot of racing games now, which is great because I love racing games.
Yeah.
Racing games.
Zooming around
Yeah.
Formula 1.
Zooming. I do a lot of Formula 1 at the moment. It was a free weekend. It was
Hell
so
yeah.
great. Everyone came and played.
Okay.
It was great.
And ghosts. You look at ghosts.
Oh, I do look at ghosts. I forget that I look at ghosts.
Yeah.
And I'm
Wow.
also doing some VR as well. I just do... I'm. It's almost as if I'm a variety caster, you know?
Really?
I don't
No
know
such
what that
thing.
is.
Never heard of it.
Well,
But today, I'm Aiden.
It's like multi-classing, except for you just go spellcaster.
Yeah, so instead of being good at performing, I just do a lot of other things as well.
Right.
Just to make up for it, you know?
Yeah, it's like when you take one level in each D&D class, you're super good and useful when that happens.
Yeah.
That's how I describe
Hey,
Peachy's
he has
Twitch
2
channel.
levels in audio. Who do we all
Okay,
ask when
I do
something
have
goes
2
wrong?
levels in... That's true.
Sure, yeah.
Like, PJs, I've broken it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to Peachy. I'm gonna have to like talk to you after about my
I
shit. 'cause,
cancelled
like,
a stream the other day to get Sheepy's audio fixed.
You cancelled that stream?
No, I woke up a bit late, and I'm like, oh, I've got enough time to set up a stream, and Sheepy's like, my audio is so dead, and I was like, I don't want to stream today anyway. This is a brilliant excuse, and that's why we're friends.
I love that. I love that for you.
It turned out that for no reason all of my settings changed. Literally, I didn't touch anything. So.
And it's not like it's not like your settings changed. It's like your mic changed, and we had to adjust your settings to fix it. It was weird.
Yeah, it was bizarre. Also, there's other people here, probably. Tash.
Hi. I do things also. I've been ill this week. I can finally talk. I haven't spoken in like 3-4 days.
Thank God.
Which has been really boring. Like, I'm the only one that makes any sense. I do mini painting with Sheepy with 40,000 layers because Sheepy does the lore.
I do.
And I was playing Frostpunk because I apparently hate myself. So that's fun. I guess. Very difficult. And I'll be playing Chrys, who is
Fine.
relatively calm actually recently. Yeah, she's doing pretty well. So it's time to ruin that, I think. Most likely.
I'll queue up some Moonkiss music for later, okay.
I just like need a recording of like Vandy crying in the corner and then I'm set. Like, okay.
Yeah.
When's my emotional
Man.
scene? Like done. I actually had to watch P.S. I Love You after so I could have a little cry. I was like, okay. How's this gonna
Really?
happen?
Oh
It needs
no.
to get out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, it was.
I had to have a nap. Like, I'm sorry.
There are two types of people.
No,
I mean, to be fair, I was bawling.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I couldn't look at her honestly.
I couldn't do anything either. Like, I felt bad. I mean, obviously, I was
Good
crying.
Yeah, Vandy's character rocked up like, all right, let's go, and then just broke.
Okay.
Speaking of
Right.
Vandy, Peachy, do a second intro.
Hi, I'm Peachy.
Stop it, Vandy.
I'm Vandy. I'm your local internet crybaby. I play Tess, and probably for the last time,
Yeah.
honestly.
Unless you
Which-
step on a landmine of some kind, which won't happen.
I mean, honestly, who knows?
Yeah.
But I'm here. I'm queer, and I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. No, I'm kidding. I'm excited. I actually I have an idea. I've been thinking about how Tess would take the stuff from last week and do the stuff this week. Like,
Yeah.
essentially how she'd like want to pass things off or talk to people and whatever. Whether or not any of that actually happens is completely up to whatever happens today.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. So, last week, I had to double check that it was last week. It was last week. So last week, we had a little bit of Chrys running around and getting shit done. You went to chat to the court, who have Delilah.
Delilah.
Good.
Doing so well.
I keep calling her Ophelia, and I don't know why. And
Tragic death. Like
yeah.
incoming.
Yeah, and basically found out that she's
A dickhead.
wanted for breaching the Masquerade.
Yep.
And therefore going to be tried and probably executed. Essentially, the way the trial works is anyone who wants to defend her turns up and tries to make an argument for why she shouldn't be executed. If no one does, then they just execute her. That's the law around
That the
these
court made up.
that the court made up because they're Bruja.
And you know, the council hasn't necessarily agreed with them.
Yeah, but they're not part of the council.
I know, bastard. It's just gonna it's just hard work. Yeah, I've been thinking on that, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be really interesting.
And then I think Chrys just headed back to
Parlour after that, yeah, because I'm gonna go see them tomorrow. Well, go see Delilah tomorrow and see what she has to say for herself. Nothing really good, is there?
yeah. And then Tess went off to go. Wait, I think first of all you chatted with Gimlet.
Gimlet. Yep.
Had an interesting heart-to-heart.
Mm-hmm.
And
And then got a text.
went to go visit Mum, and on the way got a text saying, "By the way, Dad's here." Had a little bit of a panic attack for a moment, and then went to go meet. I don't know what was in Tessa's head on the way there.
Do I need to pick up more fries?
And then basically,
Honestly.
yeah, then basically broke down and had a bit of a, I was so lost moment. And then
Yeah.
decided to leave. Like, fuck it, let's go to Hokkaido.
Honestly, just if you need to understand what was going through Tessa's head, when that happened, just watch the previous episode because
Yeah.
I don't feel like reenacting that right now.
No. Yeah.
Not this early in the episode. No, thank you.
I just had to stand there and keep it as much together as I could, which was, you know.
It's nice
Oh.
to know that you guys are sympathetic criers.
Mm.
All of
Like-
us were just looking away, like, nope.
It happened in Mood Kiss too. Everyone was tearing up in Mood Kiss, and I was like,
I
hold it
think
together,
I
get
think
it
I
to the
started
end.
crying first too. Fuck,
Um,
dude, I really am an internet
Such a
crybaby.
I think to be fair, in that instance, it was your character who went out first, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
it
it makes sense.
Yeah. Also because
And Peachy was there for that too. He was my big bad guy.
He wasn't here last week for the crying, though.
No, but he was
No.
here. He was here for the finale.
I wouldn't have cried. I fucking owned you guys.
Well, you did for a bit, and then you didn't.
Well, yeah, but that, I mean, I'm the evil. The evil can't
Anyway,
win.
spoilers for Moonkissed. Go
Watch it. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was good. 3
For
episodes.
him, it was emotional for us.
Oh, I had so much fun.
It was a really
I
fun
still stand by Moonkiss being one of the best short run series we've ever done, hands down.
I'm very proud of it.
Fucking amazing.
So yeah,
So good.
should probably let's switch off the happy nicey, slightly melancholic, and go to something a bit more sun-kissed, shall we?
Yeah.
Boy.
Is it the Guile theme?
So
I hate you.
I love the Garth theme. You know this, PG. Don't.
Yeah, that's why I
Told me.
said it. Almost as if I did it on purpose.
So we will, to save all of us a little bit of heartbreak and etc. We're going to come in a little bit after we left, where essentially Tess has had just general kind of like conversation with Papa, and has headed off and is essentially just driving back into Weirgate. I'm assuming you'll just want to head back to the salon.
I mean, I'm probably picking up like a whole ass cake for myself, but yeah.
Okay. I think, well, there may not be cake exactly, but there.
You know, like at the grocery store or something.
You know
Like
what?
late.
Going off a very specific character trait that Nahari has, I'm going to say that the fridge is pretty stacked at this point.
Fair enough.
So if
Honestly, fair.
Yeah, like, it just makes sense to me that Nahari will keep picking up food and just being like, you know. So there's probably a cake in there. I'm not gonna lie. It actually feels like there would be.
Dope. Fantastic. I'm getting
Double
like a
chocolate.
big ol'. Oh, exactly. Yes, 100%. Big ol' slice of cake. I got extra sprinkles in the cupboard that I'm taking out, and I'm just like dumping them on there. Get a big old glass of milk with some ice cubes in it, and I'm sitting, and I'm eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like Chrys. You were there and just went
Oh,
straight
been-
to the
right.
fridge and.
Wasn't, yeah, the time discrepancies are
Yeah.
just aligned.
So like, Tessa's whirlwinded in, gone to a fridge, done all of that, and just plonked down without any kind of like, hey, what's up or anything.
Hi.
Hey!
You good?
No! Yes? I'm something.
Okay.
I'm leaving.
But you just got here. What are you talking? What is going on?
Sit.
I'll sit like opposite
Yeah.
on the breakfast bar table, wherever it is.
I saw my dad.
Your Yakuza?
My dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
back in town. And went to go see my mom, and she told me he was going to be swinging by at one point, and I guess today was that point.
Okay. But what do you mean by you're leaving?
He offered to take us all back to Hokkaido. And I'm thinking about going.
But what about,
As far as I'm aware, you're most likely going to become a gang boss. Nahari has all her stuff with her family. Gimlet has it pretty secure around here with, all the business management stuff. Like, he did everything. Honestly, I've barely done anything to, I did some advertising. And council-wise, there's still Cass. He's still technically part of Memoria, so. Leah's probably going to go with you. There's really nobody else here that I give a shit about.
But, you're a kindred and hanging out with kind's dangerous?
My dad's not a kind.
But your mom is.
My mom is.
My
dad's a werewolf. And I take the books out, that are probably still on the table, honestly. And I flip through towards the pages, the chapter where it talks about experimental shit and transferring back. And I just kind of put it out on the table and I say, he mentioned this. And
so you want to...
I don't know what I want. I never wanted to change in the first place.
Werewolfy change.
I thought it was going to be a more difficult decision in my head, honestly. Ever since my mom mentioned that my dad was going to be coming to town, I was thinking a lot about what that meant for her and for me and for him and for us. And whether I wanted to stay as Kindred or revert back into something that I'd never really known, if it was even possible. But with certain exceptions, obviously, I just don't think that I'm really... I don't know if it's healthy for me to be around these kindred. I don't know if I want to live eternity as somebody always looking over my shoulder or constantly being obsessed by, somebody trying to manipulate me for whatever gain, or I don't know.
Yeah. No, I do know. As much as I can.
Can I very quickly, just because I'm curious about how much Tess has cottoned onto this thing. has Tess realized like how manipulatable her kind of nature allows her? Do you know what I mean? Like she,
like introspective enough to notice that it's actually like her being manipulated. Like it's
her like impulsiveness and kind of there's a very predictable reaction that like essentially I don't know how much she's been thinking through what's happened since she became Kindred, but there's been multiple instances with especially Lamia and Clay and Nathan, whereby it's like she's done exactly what they've wanted multiple times because she has like a pattern of impulsivity, I guess, if you know what I mean.
I think it's partially that, but it's also like
it's not as defined. It's more like a
she's so like she's still young, right? So
Yeah.
she actually more thinks that it's them and not her.
yeah.
But she still noticed, like she still knows it must be partially me, but
Mm.
I don't think she's gotten to the point to realize that like it's actually just her nature.
Yeah, she kind of telegraphs her vulnerabilities a little bit.
Yeah, but it also comes down to this point of like, well, they've done this so well, and it's happened multiple times that like, it must be a
Yeah, you can't
trait, I guess, of like these kinds of people or like creatures or whatever, right? So,
Yeah.
I don't know. And like the idea of being around family is very
Yeah.
comforting because it's not like they've really, you know.
Chrys obviously, yeah, she's like, yeah, you're right. It's not healthy for you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Like-
just wanted context.
Yeah.
on that one.
She was saying that in the way of like, these people are bad and I can't do it. Like they're like they take advantage of me and it's their fault, and not like I have flaws that make me more susceptible to this. Like that's her mindset, because she's just like,
Chrys heard it the other way.
oh, absolutely. Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
There may be for either of you as well. There may be a slight connection to the whole werewolf heritage and the kind of like impulsive anger and like irrational anger thing, because that's been something through the entire show.
That was something we thought about in the character creation, was the
Yeah.
impulsivity. Not with the werewolf stuff, because I didn't know. But
No, that happened. That happened later.
that was Sheepy's fault. Like,
But you're like, oh, this makes sense. Yes.
mhm.
Sorry, carry
But
on.
yeah, no, it's all good. So.
No, I do. I. It's just hard to see you leaving. I guess I can't really imagine it. You've always been here with me.
Well, I mean, this decision would have been a lot more difficult if I knew that you didn't have anyone else. But I know that you have a family that cares about you, whether or not you really like them or not. And a best friend who, you know, can keep up with you, and a girlfriend who worships you. I couldn't see you in any better position at this point. Like, you're safe, you seem happy, I'm gonna be real, you take on your responsibilities a little bit better than when you first did. And it's nice to see.
I think we all do, really. But I don't want to argue with you if it's what you want to do. And
I mean,
you think
has that
it's
ever
right
stopped
for
you from arguing with me? I mean,
No, but the other times you're being stupid, so. I just.
It's not like it's goodbye
you.
forever.
Well, isn't it?
I mean, there's still texting, and if anything, I know it's not conventional, but I'm sure we can make it work.
I just haven't really.
Intelligence technology, please.
For
Uh-oh.
me or for her? Or both?
Both.
Both? Oh dear. 2.
I'm gonna reroll too, 'cause I may as well.
Okay.
I was a hungry day, taking all my dice away.
That's also 2. Oh no,
Um,
that's still 1, actually.
It's still a one.
Very weird. Okay.
Yeah, so Chrys, and it makes sense that this would be a more a thing that would pop into your head. Travel from mid-Russia to Japan is probably not super long.
Well, I'm not going to Russia.
Uh-huh. But it's probably something that would, as you're talking about, like,
Yeah, it's just not the same as seeing someone every day.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I mean, I'll always be there if you need me to be there.
Likewise.
It's just gonna be very different than seeing you every night, I guess. And will you be awake in the daytime?
I guess it depends if I'm able to actually change back. I have to admit, the idea of seeing sunshine again is
Tempting.
both. I mean, intellectually very appealing, but my knee-jerk reaction right now is a little bit fearful, I guess. But I think that's after just even a year of being a kindred, you kind of figure that out.
Yeah. This is just a lot.
And at the side, like, gesture to the cake and everything. I was like, why do you think I have this?
Yeah. You won't have to eat people anymore.
Ideally. Won't have to worry about people accidentally seeing me do that and then having to be turned. Which, again, sorry about that.
I don't blame you. Not really. I was very brattish at the time. And since. It's not your fault. It's just sometimes what we are, I suppose.
By the way, and I'm just looking around to make sure, like, Nahari's not here and everything. Nahari's not home, right?
Max has gone out, right?
Yeah, Max isn't around at the moment. Nahari hasn't been seen for a bit.
That last time when we went hunting and I disappeared for a bit, I should probably show you what I found.
Yeah, I knew you were, omitting things, but
Nahari can't know.
is it about the hunt stuff? Okay.
It's where we would command everything.
In the maze?
Yeah. There's this throne, this like stone throne, and it's in this kind of big room, this chamber. And when I sat on it, I was almost like transported into this whole different world, I guess. I saw everything super clearly. Winnie was standing beside me, and there's this room full of people, of like warriors from all these ages, and I'm pretty sure I saw Lamia. I can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure that's the hall where all the people who go to the Great Hunt and who follow it are. And if I or Nahari were to accept the position of leader
person,
of the
which
hunt,
I never thought was a good idea, really. I really don't probably think I should have told you guys about the paintings at this point. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Like it's I still don't know if it's a good idea for me either. And at this point, I don't want that responsibility. Not when there's a risk to have like another London happen. So.
What's the connection with the hunt in London?
From what I put together, I think the last huntsman kind of went a little wonky. And there was a big event in London where the last huntsman had to be put down. I don't know all the details, but that's basically what Winnie told me in that room. So I can't be sure that I won't end up like that. And I don't want to end up like that. If anything, I would take that power simply to try to keep things fair or keep people from being like that. But if there's a risk of that happening, I don't want to be that.
And it not always going to plan or thinking you can use it for good. Yeah. Okay.
Just very quickly, and this is just for Tess. Can you roll me an academics? Give me a sec. I think it'll be intelligence academics.
Oh yeah, definitely the stuff I'm really good at.
Actually, in this instance, it would probably be wits academics because you've read this.
Sure.
And it's more about recalling it as opposed to,
Chrys was thinking of Calig. As soon as she had power in the council, it's like, get them
I'll
off.
reroll 2 if you like.
Yeah. May as well, honestly. Just still 2. My god.
The rolls today.
Yeah, not great.
Okay, so you think you remember a reference to a Huntress or something in the research notes that Winnie left? You're not sure where, and you're not sure exactly what it was in reference to. So you'd have to go digging for a while to find it.
I'll start kind of like flipping through the notes a little bit, just while I'm chatting.
That'll be intelligence academics. I'm sorry.
And I'll mention
It's still possible. You know you can.
I don't know about that. It's a 2.
Oh, yeah.
Which is as good as I can get.
Are you hungry?
No, I'm literally on 1 hunger.
Yeah.
Like,
just
geez.
intelligence academics is 2 dice. So.
Yeah. My academics is nothing, and my intelligence is 2. So definitely.
Yeah. This is also more rolling than we've done in like the past 6-7 episodes.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
Yeah, carry on, and I'll bring it up in a bit.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
what do you
I'll-
want me to do with that? Like, you wanting me to keep Nahari away from it? What?
I just thought that somebody should know if I'm not going to be here, because if she stumbles on it somehow and there's a risk, we don't, like, I love Nahari, don't get me wrong, but her power is very different than what mine is. And
she likes to collect it.
yeah.
Here's an interesting thought for both of you. You've known Nahari for a little while now. What do you think she'd do with that power?
Well, we had the discussion, didn't we?
Yeah. B, you know, like, okay, so essentially, throughout her discovering exactly what is she can do and how, have you ever worried that she would use it, like with the bracelet and the essentially shadow golems and everything? Has there been a moment for either of you where you've been like, she could literally suck the souls out of people and create an army, like a legion of shadow golems? Has that prospect worried you? Like she might do that?
I mean, didn't she pretty much suggest that at one point?
Yeah, a little bit.
Anyway,
Kind of in an offhand, jokey way, but yeah, she did.
but like, I love Nahari and Chrys likes her, but I think Chrys is more wary of her because they don't have as much of a connection as Tess and Nahari do. And generally when it's come up about, you know, being careful and training with the bracelet, or like, but I can use these shadow golems, but we can use the wild hunt, and Chrys is like, oh, we could not, ever. And I think that's a very different kind of perspective for them both. And so Chrys is a bit, Chrys has probably thought about it because she would.
I think there's a scale, like, where Nahari's on one end where she's like, let's use this power. Chrys is on the other end where she's like, and Tess is kind of in the middle, like, well, it could be, but also there's a lot of risks, like, you know.
Tess has
and
been
I think
a bit back and forth as well on it.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest point for Tess, like, worrying was when Nahari was out of control. And then also when the tree exploded.
The tree didn't,
because
the tree didn't
like
explode.
imploded, whatever it was. It like got destroyed.
The shadow golem crushed it in like an instant.
Yeah.
That was terrifying. That was like, oh. And so like the idea that like she can do that already just fine, just by collecting souls. But then if she has the wild hunt as well, like that's crazy amounts of power.
Also, I'm pretty sure Winnie implied that it would translate differently with her.
Yeah, like it's a lot more destructive, I think. I mean, it's destructive power anyway, but like,
yeah.
Whereas Tess's like spirity power can also make things like grow back or release or something. Like it's a little bit more peaceful. And Nahari's power is a lot more controlling, you know, like a lot more shackle instead of bait, you know. And
like Tess saw essentially a possible opportunity whereby she could end up very controlly and you know, an ordery of spirits and things. So. Yeah. It's just
Okay.
It's just something you needed to know, I think. Depending on how long you're planning on staying or how long it takes you to make your decision.
We're not looking at me right now. I mean, I guess Okay, yeah. No, that makes sense. I think that is something that we don't want to mess with. I've always said we shouldn't mess with it. I wouldn't let anyone touch the horn because of its juju, and now I'm right. Sorry, but you weren't there, so
By accident, by the way. I did not mean to go there. I just smelled something and went towards it and then fell in a hole and then started walking and then I ended up there.
but that means that Nahari can just end up there at any point.
So do we seal off the maze?
I mean, I've
Is
got the
there
books
even a
for
way to do it?
the maze, like the book maze with the Tremere, but
Has Nahari ever been in the maze?
no. I don't
She knows of its existence, though.
I don't think Tess has either. Just like it was Chrys, Mac, Marlowe, and Cass when.
So here's a question, Chris. Here's a question, Chris.
Quest.
Here's a Christian quest.
Chris was like keeping the book safe.
How did Tess get in there if she didn't have a way in?
And it was nowhere near. Yeah. I mean, I know you were underground or something, but you didn't have the books because I have the books. And
I didn't need the books to get in. I think Winnie just led me there.
what is he doing? Like, why would he of all people should not want a London?
He told me that he wanted me to know all my options before my dad got here. The more you're saying that, though, holy shit. Actually, okay, so just out of character, in my brain, Winnie wouldn't want another London. So is this actually Winnie?
I mean, Winnie wouldn't want another London. But
So, I mean, maybe
is
he
that
trusted me
just
enough to not do another London. It's either he trusted me enough that it wouldn't be another London if I had that power, or it's not Winnie.
or like the other thing he said to you is he is just here and he just made the deal to see all his kids basically essentially graduate. Like he's seen Cassius off and he's here to see you off, and it's this may not be a thought that Tess would have, but it's very possible he no longer cares about things like that and he just wants to see you guys like to the end of your journey. It's like unfinished business.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's a possibility though.
Okay.
But,
I mean, like at the end of the day, like Tess kind of still trusts that it is Winnie based on the interaction that she'd had with him.
yeah.
So
Never
it's more
spoken to
just
Chris.
He is also very carefree in harmful and dumbass ways.
Yeah.
So
mm-hmm.
Not like Chris is bitter about that or anything.
He still looks after him. I literally was after you. Like, you know, don't worry. I've told her. I think I've told Chris this actually. That he still like says hi and like is hoping you're doing okay and everything. But yeah, no. So, I mean, I could go back to where it was. We could go back to where it was, and I could show you. But like, I don't know if that's more dangerous for you.
I mean, I don't. It's ghosty shit, right? I don't really have a clue about that. So, I mean,
Honestly,
would I even be able to get there without the books?
I don't know, but maybe it's worth trying.
Because we went down the same corner, around the same corner that you did. I know you said you smelled something, but it just smelled like an alleyway.
It smelled like the forest to me. Like trees and stuff.
I mean, if it's part of the maze, then I don't know if the hole is safe where it is.
Is there a map or something? Like,
Kind of, just the one that Cass and Marlowe drew, but it's.
I'm
Hey,
still
look
like
at
flipping
me.
through the book to look through this Huntress or look for this Huntress reference.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's a map, maybe I can think about the path that I took and see. I mean, honestly, it's worth a shot, maybe.
I'll go get the book. So I'll collect both books because I kind of want them with me now because I'm like, these are mine, and we'll look after them. And like, the front page I think is where Cassius was drawing the book in the front cover, the map in the front cover. So, like, so this is the entrancey bit, and then this is where we have to write. Wait, but then you didn't forget everything, so.
Oh, did you guys like forget stuff when you came out?
Well, apparently I don't remember that, but yeah, we had to like write in the maze to
Well-
not forget what happened in the maze.
Maybe
mean,
this
but,
is
like-
not part of the maze.
Two
I mean-
mazes, unless it's, I hate this city sometimes.
Let's go to the maze.
Your maze?
Your maze. See if I forget stuff and have the same reaction when I come out or something. We'll write shit down. We'll do whatever it is that Cassius did. I think they were talking about a coin or something.
Oh, just don't
And-
even ask me about the coin. It's
No.
a lot.
And if it does the same thing to me, then maybe this maze or other thing is not part of the maze, and it's something else.
Okay.
Or we go to the other thing first. Like, we can do it either way, but either way, we just have to like kind of test it, I guess.
I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get into your maze, but we can. If we go there first, because then I know where it is, and then we can see the other, and as you say, yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Oh, before that though, how did your meeting with the court go?
I don't think I told Tess that it was.
I thought you said you were going to visit the court.
Oh,
okay.
Oh God, no.
I think
I was
I
pretty
I
sure
know
you
who
said
it
I'm
is, and
going.
It's not Nathan,
Yes.
because I didn't. Want
Oh,
you guys to
okay.
turn up.
Then it's not. Then I don't know this is the court. Okay, so I'll
It
just say like, how
was-
did your thing go?
With Delilah.
Yeah.
You did say that you were going to go sort out the Delilah thing.
Oh God! Oh God!
Oh, yeah. The Delilah thing. How'd that go?
Yeah, she's being.
you find
she's
her?
on trial. Because she
What?
broke the masquerade. So, I'm getting Kafka's looking into it.
Whoa! Like, how would I not know this? I'm part of the
Yeah,
thing.
it was before she joined us when she was with Callig. It's pretty messed up if everything's true. So,
But why wouldn't the people from the city committee? Why wouldn't they tell
because
me?
The council doesn't have it, the court does. So I met them today. Very civil actually. And I was gonna go with you tomorrow to see Delilah to see what she had to say for herself. But I guess if you're wanting to, like, what's happening?
I think I have a couple days, right? Like, I have a couple days to get it sorted before like we take
Oh.
off.
There's the reference in the book.
Hold that thought. Huntress. Found it. Okay.
There are instances and references to Boudica being referred to as a huntress and leader of the hunt.
Something like named Boudica? What's that? There's Boudica's like the Huntress or something? Or
the-
the first Huntress?
The Claw Boudica
Mm.
lady.
Yeah, I mean,
Chris
it looks
is like,
like
does Tess say you
is
can
it
see
like-
the claw? Like,
I don't think I know there's like some kind of, I vaguely, but like not even really.
You're aware of the werewolf paw being one of the things in the, but you don't know whose it is. Chris, you do know that it's Boudica's paw.
that's, yeah. I'm gonna keep that sentence as it, like, claw Boudica?
I guess. Do I know that Boudica's a werewolf?
I don't think you did.
Does it say in the book, I mean?
Yeah, it would make reference to that in the book.
Oh. So I guess the first Huntress was a werewolf.
No
Why
reference
would-
to first, just FYI.
Oh,
It's-
this Huntress was a werewolf, which I guess means that even if I turn back, I probably could become a hunter. I don't know anymore. It's all very convoluted.
This is a lot more like, research than I'm prepared for. Because, I mean, her claw was on one of the pedestals, and I said that they shouldn't all be together, probably. And then Shelby had the crown thing, and the claw was there too. So Shelby has the claw thing, and then the horn is still in the maze with the paintings, which was a painting.
So Shelby has this claw.
Yeah, it's at Cass's cabin somewhere, I think.
Didn't he lose the crown?
Oh no, his friend picked it up. Because otherwise
His-
she would have blown Weirgate into a crater.
This
Yeah,
doesn't seem like a great idea.
they're all in quite close
Proximity,
proximity.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Question. Is it worth me taking the claw with me when I go? So I have one thing that's far away, and whoever Shelby's friend is has the crown somewhere else, and you would have the horn. Or the horn would stay here, and then the paintings or whatever.
I mean, I don't know what harm the claw could do, but then I don't understand. It all.
I don't either, but like if it's a werewolf claw or hand or something,
But the
maybe
whole arm. Yeah, like,
the whole arm? Jesus
Like-
Christ. What?
yeah, we had to hide it. I think it was in a like a rug.
Okay.
Yeah. We could ask Shelby, but I guess he doesn't know a lot, but we could look at the paintings and see if they've changed now with your decision to not stay.
Yeah.
Or something. Because apparently, I don't know, they're like a reflection of what is, or maybe a reflection of what is, said Shelby.
Or what could be.
Yeah. Like the options, which could make those two options for the Huntress. And then if you've decided no, then it might be one picture.
I mean, it could also only change if I change.
This is. Let's go. Let's go to the maze.
Okay,
I can
let's go,
actually
let's
like
go.
do
Yeah.
something with that.
Okay. So, are you going to the Leaky Nip or the?
The town maze.
The,
where,
the,
like,
the
Tess
one
went
where
missing.
Tess went missing.
Yeah, because we
Okay.
said we'd go there first.
Feel free to, if you have anything more you'd like to talk as you go. Otherwise, we can essentially cut to you being there.
I'll just simply mention that, like, that I might have a couple days or whatever just before we take off. But
Essentially,
yeah.
when you get there, you go to the spot where you were, and you look around, and there is nothing.
And that's the door I kicked.
Yeah.
And that's Does it smell different?
I mean, it doesn't smell like it did when I... Hold on. And I'm going to find a not disgusting spot in this alleyway and sit down.
Difficult, but
Try to like lean up against a
If you want to
wall-ish.
find the least dirty spots, that's possible.
Sure.
Okay.
At this
Chris will
point,
also
I'm
be,
not.
like, holding- I'm kind of used to just like collapsing in herself
Yeah.
a little bit. so
True. Yeah.
hold her
Um,
up.
and I'm gonna try to pop into my spirity stuff.
Okay. Let's resolve Sire.
That's 4.
Yeah, it's kind of dark, standard scene you see when you jump out of yourself. Yeah, looks fairly normal alleyway.
Can I go through floors? I can. I can go through walls and floors. I do remember I could do that. So I'm gonna try to go down.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of go down a bit, and then there's a basement underneath here.
Does it look familiar? I'm gonna try going down further.
Okay. Dirt. Soil. Rock, eventually. Literally, you didn't fall you didn't fall super far when you fell.
Okay. Okay, I'll go back up and...
It's like the ground opened up underneath you, and then you fell into a little like passageway and went through.
I'll pop back up and then I'll just call out for Winnie.
Pop. Oh, okay.
Winnie, show yourself, please. If you're here.
Off the please, I would say this would be Sire and probably Resolve.
Okay.
Doesn't feel like manipulation really, and I don't think you're really going for the kind of more control-y aspect.
I'm not. Yeah, it's a 5.
5? Okay. Wait around for a bit. Nothing appears, or
Please. I just need to know if this is a place that other people can get into.
for Chrys context, you're just standing there with Tess kind
Kind
of
of how
like
it goes.
yeah,
Like,
just like and
and
yeah.
looking at the doors I kicked in, see how repaired they've been.
It's like taped up window type thing.
I didn't break any windows.
I think you did actually. Or Nahori, one of you broke a window, I think. But yeah, no, nothing shows up, I'm afraid.
I pop back into my body.
Oh,
Hey, thank you.
find it.
It's not here. So I'm guessing that it was entirely Winnie who somehow made me do that, or
What's it called?
opened up some portal. Sure.
Can I do one as well?
Yep.
Not that I have any cult.
This is a very basic, kind of like, ooh, does this occur to you? Yeah, Tess. It's possible it just moves. That's another possibility.
Or it just moved.
the entrance moved or the entire thing?
Maybe.
Either one. It's possible.
I don't know. But we know where the Tremere entrance is.
Okay, let's try that then.
I'm just gonna stop powering it up
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So you go in, you head to into the Tremere entrance. Do you want to go have Tess write?
Oh, we want to see if she's gonna forget anything. So I think once we walk in,
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, okay, so if we're saying if you forget, I think Pop Tarts are lame. Okay, and now you touch this,
Don't have to touch it. Just
or like,
if you when you point at it, Tess automatically like looks at it and then. Tess, you're at the front of a bookcase waiting for Chrys to take you into the maze.
I'm gonna go out as well because I want to see if she remembers.
Yeah. And then Chrys like
What
pops
fuck?
out through a wall.
Okay, so
What the fuck?
you remember what I said? And we've already been in.
You haven't already been in.
No, we're waiting to go in.
Right, that answers the question.
What question?
That you forget unless we do the thing. So
But we didn't go in.
we're literally here to test that. And I'm the one that remembers.
Are you sure?
So, yes, I'm sure. That's why I just came through the freaking wall. Should we go look at the painting?
Yeah, okay. Why
Um,
do I get this feeling like you
I could do this like 8 times
Said
and you would
something.
not remember any time.
really? Wow, that's wow. Okay. How do I actually remember stuff?
I mean, do you want to remember?
How did you remember this stuff?
Because, I mean, it... Is it not a... Okay, I'm gonna say it. Don't be offended. Isn't it better to
says.
not remember in case you're tempted to come in? Or what do you
I am-
think? I don't know. You know your mind better than... Like... What...
The only reason I would come in here, any further reason, is so that it would be probably to get your ass out of here. I mean, I don't intend on coming back here at all. I also kind of feel left out that I don't know what's down here, and you have all been here and I haven't. So, you know, I'm just, you know, I'd like to remember that as like a memory from Memorie.
No, he hasn't either.
I
mean,
guess. Okay, yeah, true.
I'm okay. I'm gonna trust Tess, and I'm gonna take it to where we write the names. Okay, so we have to write your name, like your real actual name.
It's a very tough challenge for Chrys.
Like my full name?
Like your full yeah, your full name. I'm like point Cass out.
Kesala, Yoshinobu. Okay.
Okay, and I guess let's go look at the paintings and see. God, I hope the hunt's still there. That would be really that would not be ideal. I'm just gonna start heading down a corridor. Like,
You take Tess to the.
I grab a hand, dragging her behind me.
Yeah.
Like,
So first.
I know, but Chrys is like, she's going.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, you get there. There's a painting.
A painting?
Yeah.
I thought you said there were two paintings.
There was 2 paintings. Is the horn
just
still
one
on its
painting.
pedestal? Like, that's the first thing I'm gonna
Yeah.
check. Really,
So you check the horn.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's changed again.
Yeah, it's kind of shadow black. There's like it's fairly imperceptible, but it looks like it's smoking very slightly.
Okay. look at the painting now. That's all Chrys is saying. Like, okay.
Yeah, it's essentially like the scene. The scene's very slightly different. The lead horse is black, and it has like kind of small flames where it steps. And a lot of the kind of like vaguely translucent ghosts and spirits and stuff that were there before are now much darker and kind of like more formed.
Is it like the original Wild Hunt painting?
Or
like,
it goes a
is it
bit
just-
further than that.
Yeah, but it was like that kind of scene.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, there was two, but now there's one, and I think this is a little bit. At least I'm glad I can trust you in the maze. As
That's a
judging by
spooky
the
ass painting.
painting. Yeah. Or like be peering at people. So, this is what it was like in the first place before it was two paintings, but kind of different. Like they're darker and shadowy. Horse is different. Does the inscription say anything different underneath, or because there was little like
It's blank currently.
cool. Oh dear.
You seem a little flustered. I thought if it was like one painting, it'd be a good thing, right?
I mean, is it ever a good thing?
I
Really?
guess not.
And you know, the horn's darker and smoky.
I like look at the horn.
The rims and stuff on it, like the edges, is all kind of like pale bone colored.
It's a really pretty horn, honestly. Gotta say, looks like it's really well crafted.
It was different last time I was here.
Oh,
Yeah.
like what?
A lot more wooden, a lot more foresty.
Yeah. It. Different materials, different aesthetic.
You guys carry on quickly. Sheepy needs to be.
Same kind of vibe, spooky as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is kind of spookier, but I think that it's leaning more towards Nahari in this instance. Like, if you're, you know, shadows and shadow golems, and I mean, that looks remarkably like a shadow golem on the painting.
Huh.
You did not see it?
Yeah, no, it does. That is. Oof. Okay. That's. Huh.
Yeah. At least we know you've made your decision.
Yeah, I mean, I think I want a different life than.
This all the time.
I mean, the horse is cool, I guess. But I mean, it just seems like a lonely existence.
I think being a kindred is kind of what I meant. Everything's
Oh.
drama all the time. Like with Delilah and the hunt, and yeah. No, I think I understand you going away more and more.
I was surprised at how easy that decision was when I saw my dad. I'm gonna be real. it just, I was so ready to still lead the city and everything and the council and make sure Memoria was all good and possibly do this whole huntsman thing. But I don't think it's the life or unlife that I want to live.
I do not. I don't. Don't blame you. I think it's a hard decision for anyone in that. In what we have and what we are, and if you have the option to do something else and be with your family, then who can begrudge you it?
Thanks for being so cool about it, by the way. I know I was like not super cool about you like leaving and disappearing for a bit, and granted you didn't tell me before, but
And that was me. I mean, I needed to be away, but it's different when it's your forever, I guess. And I'll miss you.
Oh, Tess would just start tearing up. Oh no.
Yeah.
I'd like give her a hug in that room and everything.
Weird place to have a hug, but okay.
I know. I'm gonna miss you too.
But you're not gonna
Obviously.
disappear, so that's or I'll just have to come and drag you out.
I mean, you have the resources for it. You have a whole like.
I'll come and drag you out.
Fair.
Also, you're having like an emotional kind of like moment and hug and everything, and it goes on for a few seconds, and then you both kind of think like, we're here in a weird maze
Underground
To
maze.
get out of here.
Yeah.
Like we should leave.
It just tapers on for a little bit, and you're like, not sure what. Yeah.
It's a weird place to be. Yeah, this
Let's
maybe
go home. Let's go home.
let's go.
Let's get out of here. Yeah.
So you're leaving the maze?
I'm gonna go to like the nearest exit, I guess.
Yeah. Does Max have your number?
Yeah, yes. I mean, he texted me, so
In that
Actually,
case,
before we go, can I
Yeah.
take out my phone and just see if the numbers are like changing in any way?
like weird
Nothing.
symbols and your
Oh,
phone doesn't work.
it just won't work down
Yeah.
here. It's a thing.
You know, when I fell into the hole and I checked my phone, it had like a countdown, and I was just walking until it got down to 0. It was really weird.
So I don't think it's different areas of. I mean, it could be different areas of this one, but maybe it's a different
Thing altogether.
thing. Yeah.
Could be, yeah. It's entirely possible. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, considering it could have moved or something.
I hate this maze. It's really like twisty and kind of dank, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like this is too confusing.
Yeah. Where do you want to pop out?
I think the nearest exit is it's in Hunter's Walk, is it?
Mm.
Yeah, just want to get out.
Okay, you pop out. You pop out in Hunter's Walk near where Clay was residing. Also near where the police were called not that long ago, but a few months back,
Oh, that's
when a
months
lady
ago.
was assaulted on her front doorstep.
Bro, that was
a
time
while
ago.
ago.
Also, this is the scene of a crime. I mean, it was a while back.
previously.
Yeah,
Yes.
when the police chief's son was decapitated.
Right.
Oh my god, I remember that. Oh, that was so
Well,
fucky. Clay is nuts, dude.
Chris doesn't know all about that, really. She knows
Clay
about it,
was
but not where it was.
Was nuts, yes. I think I might have mentioned to
you
you
would
that
have.
like
You would
Yeah,
have.
I probably
just,
definitely
like-
told you. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, so Clay's
Where-
fucking crazy.
Plus, he stole my breadsticks. What a douche.
Still stole my breads. I'm still mad about it.
Mm.
It's okay.
Well, Chris didn't get the whole picture of like
Yeah.
as imagined. Is it still a crime scene? Is it all?
When you no, not it's been a few months and it's moved on. Also, when you leave and you basically pop out into the building, your phone is like
Like put the books away and like
popular.
grab. What's the phone? Is it ringing? Or is it text
no,
or-
it's texts. It's Max. So he basically texts you and he's like, hey, I'm not going to do the accent because it's a text. So
Yeah.
it's basically like, hey, turns out they're here now. Do you want to go? Hey, do you want to go see Big Boss Man? These are like multiple texts. If you do, please do let me know. If you don't, then also let me know. Are you like around or are you busy? Like if you're busy, then I guess don't tell me. And then those are all like a train of thought altogether.
Yeah, it's all like.
And there's one final one that's like, oh, and if this isn't you, then I'm drunk. Don't worry about it.
I mean, is it popular if it's one person?
It's obsessive if it's one person.
It's a lot. It's just, what time is it?
It's kind of about 2:33 a.m.
Okay, so we've not been in there like ages and ages.
No,
It's
not super long.
It's Max.
What do you want?
That's who's here. And do I want to go see him? And do I not want to go see him? And am I busy? And let him know. And blah 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 blah. Blah.
Do you want to go?
I'd like to see Aiden. But do you want to come with me?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, if you're, you know.
No, it's fine. No, I do want to see if he changed your big fluffy room to something a little bit more appropriate, actually. Also, he had really good food there. Like, it was just, like, really good meat.
Well, I mean,
like-
they've just arrived, so I'm just gonna be like
Oh,
walking.
no. I'm sure, like, they have some... Yeah. I'm like, I wonder if he, like, brought some stuff back or anything. Like, really fancy meats. I'm sure he has a way to, like, import them, right? Fuck, I'm so excited. Oh, my God. I haven't had, like, really good, like, cured meats in a hot minute.
This is
It's
just
like,
like
I'm
Chris
just-
is like, I'm glad that you're talking because Chris is.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, the fact that Chris asked her, like, because Tess was actually, like, hesitant to ask and, like, at the risk of, like, inserting herself into something. But, like, Chris asking and be like, oh, fuck yeah, all right, let's go. I'm just like,
whoa. As
whoa.
much before she goes, and I'll probably like text Max like on my way.
Yeah, I mean,
you get a
Tess
reply.
also really likes Vassia.
You get a reply that says, "Oh, good, it wasn't the wrong number. Do you want to meet up and go there together, or do you want to meet there?"
I'll ring him because I don't know where he is to meet up. Then,
Yeah.
please.
Hello.
Hi.
I wasn't sure if it was your number or not.
You've texted me before, and I spoke to you about it.
I know, but you can lose phone. You can give it to someone else. I suddenly worried that someone was getting a whole load of messages from me, being like, "Hey, let's go meet the big boss."
I mean,
And
you were a
then-
little. I just maybe you need to like cool it a little bit on the text because it was not inconspicuous.
Okay.
Yeah, we're up in Hunter's Walk already. Where
Oh.
are you?
I am down in kind of little bit in maze.
Why are you in the maze?
I was hungry. I wanted to go get some food.
I know, but like we don't have permission to. You stay in our territory if we're gonna go eating.
It is your territory. It's just a little bit in maze.
Okay, well, if you hurry up, you might catch us.
No, it's okay. You go without me, and I'll catch up. I'll be there. Like an hour.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll see you then.
Okay, have fun. Say hello to Big Boss Man for me, and enjoy your room. Bye.
I just made that noise. He's gonna meet us in he's gonna be about an hour, so he'll catch up in an hour.
Sure. Yeah, right.
So, okay. I think we'll just get a shuffle on.
Okay. So you gotta head through the woods, up through the ways. All right. In that case, you go for a walk. On the way there, it's quiet and dark, and you just basically trudge through the woods. I'd assume you don't have anything specific you want to go through or go over or talk on.
No, I'm being very nicey to Tess.
Yeah.
Probably over logs and stuff.
Probably a little bit arm in arm, or just kind of walking side by side type thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. It takes you a little bit of time, and probably it probably verges on into the hour. Eventually, and you get a text from Max basically saying now I'm on my way type thing. But as you're going, you both at the same time feel a hand on your shoulder.
I'm basically gonna spin around ready to go and try and push Tess a little behind me.
At the same time, you hear the voice, "Hey kids."
Do I hear the two? It's Winnie.
And as you spin around, you see Winnie.
Why didn't you answer before?
I mean, you made your choice.
Yeah, I know, but I just wanted to make sure it was safe and everything.
I mean, it's never safe.
You see what I deal with?
Hey, Chrys.
Chrys?
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, yeah, you might be in a bit of a
Conflicted?
shock. Yeah.
What, befuddled? Why, what is going on?
I believe you're off to see your sire. And,
I mean with you, obviously.
Well, I'm dead.
I mean, why, what, how can I see you now? Ah, yes. Why, what?
Well, I've never come to visit before.
I know. And, I mean, why is that?
We
What?
should keep walking, otherwise you'll be late.
Okay. I'll keep walking.
Tess just smiling to herself,
And
this is nice.
Winnie looks at you and puts his arm around your shoulder. How are you doing, Tasala? Are you feeling better after making your decision?
I think so. Yeah, I think I didn't realize it was gonna be that quick a choice. But I think it's gonna be interesting at the very least.
Sometimes it's good to follow your instincts.
Yeah, except a lot of my instincts have gotten me some really shitty positions, but I'm feeling okay about this one. Feeling okay.
I think it's the right choice.
You do? Would you have said that even if I did the other choice?
I don't know. Maybe.
I appreciate that.
Oh, hi. What's going on? Why? No, it's lovely to, I don't know if, is it?
Let me give you the dumbed down version. He's dead, spirity man,
Dead.
came through the veil, come to say hi, has a moderately corporeal form for a brief amount of time so that he can say hi and talk to us. Brain's still there, but he's dead. Like, he's just here for a short bit. I told you he was looking after us.
Well, I mean, it's spoken to you.
I have a little bit of an easier time, you know.
I've never had the need to come and help you, Chrys. You've been pretty much fine the whole way through.
There's been plenty of times I could have used help.
And every time your friends came through for you.
That's not the point. Why? Do I need help now?
You don't. But you're about to make your decision. And I thought it was a good time for me to see you before you go.
Why does everyone think I'm going to Russia?
I mean, aren't you?
I don't know. No, I don't know. What?
It's okay. You don't have to decide right now. You're simply going to go see your dude, your sire.
I want to see Aiden.
And Aiden.
I mean, do I ask how you're doing as a ghost? Like, do you have... Is it bad?
Well, it's just another state of being.
But is it bad?
No?
I
Can't imagine it's good either.
I'm imagining much like being alive or being a kindred. It's what you make of it.
I guess. Well, I mean, even if I didn't need help before, why didn't you come and, like, speak to me at all ever?
You didn't need me.
Be nice.
I came to see you now. Strangely enough, it's not normal to be visited by the dead on a whim.
It's a very strange kind of day. Evening, night? Yeah. I mean, there's ghost wolf. I don't. I mean, it's good that you're fine. And you know, we tried to help Saturday and Celine and Kaba, but I think they're okay, apart from, you know, maybe Saturday's not so okay. But we did our best, I think.
You did. And I had a word with Saturday before he left.
Yeah, he didn't really say. It's like, God damn it. Again, speaking to everyone but me. Trying not to be grumpy at him, but like okay. I think he'll be fine. Probably, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. And Tess will be fine.
Maybe.
It's looking that way.
And Nahari, I mean, I guess you'll know Nahari a little, but not really. What do you think about the hunt situation?
Whatever happens, happens.
Well, not if it's preventable.
If it's presentable and it is prevented, then that's what happens.
I mean, do you have any input on it? Like,
He's very neutral on a lot
I
of
know
them.
it's so annoying.
I know. You get used to it. To be fair, he's neutral till he's not.
Well, my opinion on it is that there are times when any supernatural being can be a bit of a burden on the world in certain areas. It isn't a terrible thing to cull the population. It's nature.
So London was a terrible thing.
It was a terrible thing for the people who experienced it. But just because it's a terrible thing doesn't mean it's not for the best.
Chrys is like, yeah.
I think she meant the cause of London.
The hunt wasn't
Not-
the cause of London.
Wasn't it like the person who had that kind of power? Oh, maybe I misinterpreted then. It's not surprising.
But it added to it, right? It was like a part of the whole, or did it help? Did it hinder? I don't know. I don't know what we don't know what to do. Obviously, Tess isn't gonna be Huntress
I've
now,
washed
which
my
is
hands of
great.
it.
You know. But we, concerned about the Nahari Huntress now. I guess.
Is this really what you want to talk about when we say goodbye?
I don't really want to say goodbye. So sometimes if I talk about everything else, then it gets put off and we don't have to.
Well, we can just walk for a bit. I can't stay here forever.
I don't know. Oh. I'm just gonna like walk next to Winnie and just be a bit sad and quiet, I think.
Tess?
Oh.
I'm chit-chatting. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, like, so I saw my dad and, you know, I was like bawling. I tried to see if you were around, but then he saw me. You know, he's like spirity too. Can you believe that? It's super weird. There's like a whole bunch of like, I guess it's like a werewolf thing. Do you think if I actually became a werewolf again, that I would like still have spirity powers and stuff? I don't know how that would work.
Where do you think that power originates from?
You know, that makes a lot of sense actually. Huh.
It's making Chrys more sad. Just a little
But then I
tear.
guess I get like I'm just like almost like trying to distract a little bit, like just by talking, and I guess at one point.
Like a family normal before even Cash joined us, like Tess never showing up,
Yeah.
Winnie being like stoic and Chrys being a little surly. But oh, but it's like last time.
I'd probably just like while I'm chit-chatting, like in the small pause, just kind of like look over at Chrys and like make sure she's kind of like okay, I guess.
Just like a little tear,
Yeah.
a little grim smile.
It has been nice. Especially to see you, Chrys. If I felt there was a need for my guidance or help, I would have come to help, but at no point have you been bereft of support or friends. There's been a few moments, and you feel a little bit of pressure on your shoulder. It's semi-ethereal.
On whose shoulder?
Tess, yours.
Oh.
There's been a few moments when Tess has been adrift and alone.
I mean, but Tess always has for me to. I can't always help. I don't always. But if she needs me, then obviously.
I know.
And I know.
I guess I just wish that we could have. I don't know. I mean, I know this is what this is for, like, say goodbye in a nicer kind of way. But
Okay. How about, as a small token, I tell you something about myself that not even Cassius or Tess knows.
okay.
And, like, you hear him, basically, like, whisper into your ear. I've always been really bad at goodbyes.
Yeah.
And the pressure leaves your shoulders.
Aww. Chrys is just gonna burst into tears.
Oh no. I just hold
Aw.
her.
I'm getting
Oh,
red.
jeez.
And obviously Winnie's gone.
Yeah.
I'm actually tearing up. Fuck. Ugh.
Aww. It was like a little laugh and then.
I just hold her.
It's not much to say really. She's just gonna cry for a while because
Yeah.
it's like it's all good for them, but still sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think after a while she's just gonna like
Yeah. You're walking
pull
through
herself
the
together.
walking through the woods.
I just got rid of you. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. So
Detest.
No, over
Like
me. Yeah.
the tears are red,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, I just got rid
Oh
of
shit!
you.
Are my tears? Were my? 'Cause
never.
I'm crying too at this
No.
point. Yeah.
That's just not even fair, Tess.
I didn't ask for this. It's fine though. I mean, it's
She can't wear silver, you know?
I can't.
It's
Yeah.
a rough life.
If it makes you feel any better, my choice in jewelry is a lot more limited.
It's such a trial, I'm sure.
It is when it literally burns your skin like acid.
I know I was there.
It hurt a lot. God, what a shitty sire.
And
Ah,
you step out of the clearing, a little hill going up, and you can see at the top of the hill is like a kind of stone gates and well, like some gates and
Okay. The longest day. Night.
yeah. I think this will be a nice end to it, though. As stressful as this seems, this is probably. I have a feeling this is going to be a lot better than it actually seems like right now.
I'm just not even really worried about it to this point because everything else.
Don't be worried. He cares a lot about you. And I really don't think that he would do anything to hurt you or mess that up. Actually, I think he'd move heaven and earth to try to make sure that didn't happen.
No. Really.
Plus, you get to see your friend again. I mean,
Are you
I'm
still
sure he's-
pausing at the bottom of
Yeah,
the
we're
hill, or are
still
you
walking.
walking up? You're
Yeah,
walking
we're
up,
walking,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, my hands are really. I mean, at least my hands don't get puffy anymore.
I'm like looking around to see if I have like an extra like sweaters. Like if I'm wearing a sweater, I can just like wipe her and fix her up with some makeup or whatever to like get rid of some of the puffiness. I'll be like,
I mean, Tess would carry that stuff with her for sure.
oh, 100%. Like I have like eye wipes and shit. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like, all right, let's make sure you're like good. Okay. Hey, you know what? I'm just saying, better for you to seem like you're walking in like a badass, right?
Mo's a badass, so.
Exactly. This bitch. Like just I'm like fixing up her eyebrows and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, I think you're good.
Okay.
Actually, fuck it. I know you're good. You got this.
So you walk up
Yep.
to the gate. It is open.
Yep. I've already been in
And
a few times whilst I've been away, so I'm
Yeah.
just going in.
you, as you go in, you can see a big hulking form of Vassia, leaning against the wall in the garden, like kind of in the front garden bit as you walk in. He's kind of off to the side on your right, just like sitting down, like leaning against it. It's got his giant freaking blades like leant up against the wall with him, and he's just kind of like arms crossed, head down, just like sitting there.
Fuck, I forgot how large he is.
I just get taller by being a kindred over time. We'd probably stand together.
Honestly, I think he could like probably just crush me with a foot.
Yeah. Even probably the whole foot.
Yeah.
You're pretty soft. Just gonna elbow.
Yeah.
Just ow.
Been crying in the
That
woods.
hurts.
See what I mean?
What do you? I'm not. Oh. Just like push her
And,
back. Or
yeah,
whatever, like-
as you kind of mess around at the front of the gate, like his head turns and he looks up and he sees you and kind of nods.
Hi.
I sprint at Vassia and try to punch him in the face.
So, oh, pardon me. So, out of nowhere, dropping from the ceiling, a clothed figure with like a mask over his face just like drops silently, and you see him like sprinting towards Vassia. Just as he jumps and like is about to hit Vassia, Vassia's arm swings out, just sideswipes him, and he goes flying across the garden, hits the wall right next to you two, and just makes a massive kind of crunch indentation on the wall, and then like falls onto the floor.
I'm going to fucking kill you, you boomer! Oh, hey, Chrys.
I'm just gonna like, laugh and like run at him and just want to hug. God,
Yeah,
Chris is so emotional today.
His like shoulder, his arm is kind of hanging by. It's possibly you've dislocated your shoulder again.
I will first assess if she's about to attack me.
Yeah. Okay. The insight melee.
While they're doing that, I'm just
Wait,
gonna walk up to
sorry,
Vassia.
Wits melee.
While they're doing that, I'm just gonna walk up to Vassia and just be like, glad to see nothing's changed.
It's good to see you too. You're not sure. Chrys, could you give me a let's go with dexterity athletics.
Five.
Yeah, like even as you're still trying to figure it out, she's already kind of grabbed you in like a bear hug. So you're kind of like you kind of like get up and she's immediately like freaking Naruto teleport right in front of you, and they're just like.
Kind
Okay,
of hugging and laughing. I'm like, just such an idiot.
I brace for the pain, and when it doesn't come, I'm like, oh, hey.
Hi.
And I try and flop my one busted armor around, but it ends up being a one-arm hug.
Yeah.
Aw. What have you done now?
Oh, hang on. I'm gonna leave a weapon against the wall.
Oh yeah. That's essentially you just smash yourself against the wall a couple of times, then there's like a big pop.
I can help you with
Where
that.
it's like,
Oh!
Break the wall.
Hey, where you been? Hey,
I've been here. Where have
Been
you
here?
Well, you've been in Norway, but where have you been?
oh, you've been here?
No, a couple of times.
Next
Oh.
time, little boy, attack me seriously.
Yeah, I wasn't even trying.
I see it's going really
I
well.
could
I
tell.
was really trying.
I could tell you weren't trying.
You need to be
don't know what you
sneakier
want.
and just not in charge. It's a little obvious.
Sneakier, I dropped from the roof.
Yeah, but it's a
Someone
little
that big
far away.
should not be that quick.
He's trained a lot. Was
Yeah.
like walking back towards Vasir and Tess, I think, at this point.
okay.
Hey, is that food girl?
Yeah, this is Tess.
Tess. Yes.
Just for
Food
a very,
girl.
just for a very quick meta thing, are either of you planning on attacking Vasir in the next like little time?
No,
Maybe.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just waiting. Like, it's gonna be. Keep the sheet open.
I just need to know whether I need the little.
Keep the sheet open.
Yeah. Okay. Carry on.
So you're alive, which, well, no, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you? What's going on? How's?
Oh, we went to Norway. It was
I know you went to Norway. I got your voicemail
right. Yeah.
message thing.
He has been crying about you and his sister
I
every
wasn't-
night.
Crying.
Every night.
I wasn't fucking crying.
So what if he was crying every night?
I wasn't crying.
I didn't say it was
Sounds
that
like you were
bad.
crying.
I wasn't crying, Tess.
I mean,
Why not?
sounds like he was crying.
We're pretty great.
By the way, what's with the crying? It's like blood. That's weird. Not that I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
It costs a lot in laundry bills.
I think
Like
that's
one
probably why
time-
so many vampire like Kindred wear black. 'Cause it's just,
What? So I can hide.
yeah. What is?
What?
Is this a new outfit? Is this this situation?
Vasya said that the Transformers thing. It was.
Stupid.
I think he actually used the word cringe.
I said stupid.
Thank you for
Both of
talking him out
those.
of that.
Yeah, both
What-
of those things are true. So, but you've been training and you're fine and
Yeah, I'm good.
good.
I'm good.
And
Could really do with a cheeseburger.
He's been training and is barely passable.
just like all the time, then, huh, Aiden?
It's great to see you, Chrys.
It's so good to see you.
Right. Okay. 'Cause I would beat you if we fought.
That is not true.
I would
It's not true.
absolutely.
Why don't we put that to the test?
Okay, go
Well,
ahead.
but Chris just got here. She doesn't
Chris,
know.
would you like my sword?
Is
Would
his
you
sword
like
like
it?
taller than I am? No.
His sword is taller than he is.
Right. I mean, then yeah, it's by far taller than Chris.
Yeah.
She's only a short. No, I don't really.
She's busy. She's just been. Where have you been?
In Weirgate. You're
What?
the ones that left.
I was. The where?
Here, in the city, where we live.
I don't live here anymore.
That's why it lived.
But that's fair. That's fair. It's good to see
You're-
you though. Hey.
Hi, and I'm gonna try and sweep Vassie's leg.
All right. Way to make me go back to freaking...
I said keep the sheet open. I gave you warning.
Okay. That'll be, I am assuming you're not, like, aiming for power, you're aiming for speed?
Yeah. I mean, but he's pretty stacked though, isn't he? So it's like, I want him to fall before he realizes what's happening, really. But
He is also sitting. Remember?
I thought he was just leaning against the wall.
No, he was like, sitting, leaning against... yeah, sure, he's leaning against the wall. Okay.
I thought he was leaning against the wall. That's why I was like, yeah, so good.
No, he leaning works just the same.
Okay.
So you want to do
It's like almost bend down, spin my leg, like, and sweep.
yeah. Okay. That'll be
Wow.
dexterity melee.
Melee? My
Ooh.
leg a weapon now?
Sorry,
Melee's
dexterity
usually-
brawl. Yeah. It's been a long time since we've.
Excuse me, I have no points in melee. I would not like to roll it. It's not grappling, so I'll not bother with that. I'll not
Yep.
even ask you. Oh no! I'm gonna reroll 2.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Tough rolls today.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
Wow, to be fair though, he has 9 dice. I'm
Oh,
hungry.
he does. So he doesn't move, and your leg just goes slam and stops like dead, like you kicked the wall basically.
Ow.
You know, I probably could have told you that was gonna happen.
Well, he didn't see it coming, so
Yeah, half the time he doesn't need to see it coming.
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe you can beat her.
I could. Just not right now. Because I got things.
things.
I mean, you guys can do a
Limp
sparring
noodle
match.
arms.
I don't.
How about I go get a snack? You guys like figure out your sparring match situation. Vassia, did you fix up the bedroom? I do want to see how you redesign that.
It's been changed, yes.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let myself in.
Well,
Fridge is still stocked, I'm guessing.
And food in the kitchen.
Thank you. You're a blessing. All right, have fun.
Okay.
So she's not changed.
No. I mean, in some ways, yeah, but you know. Anyway, you've not changed. You're
What?
still the same, I think.
Yes, he is very much not much stronger.
It's not true. I don't need to be stronger. I just need to be better.
I'm pretty sure stronger is part of that.
You could do with being both.
Look, I've been training for a long time. It was cold. Kind of. It was kind of cold.
It was snowing.
It was snowing.
Right?
I made him run up mountain.
You also made me punch a dead cow hanging from... What was that about?
His training.
I mean, okay.
I feel
Yelling
stronger.
from the house. Damn, there's some really nice beef in here.
Is properly tenderized.
Ah, I could tell.
Thanks for preparing Tess's food, I guess.
It's so unfair that she can eat.
It's so unfair. You know, she cries normal tears.
What?
Weirdo.
A bitch.
Have you spoken to Danny yet? Like,
Yeah.
Been...
I assume the instant I go back, I went to see Danny.
Yeah. You immediately went off and.
Yeah, she's good. She's developed a taste for boba tea.
I don't know what that is.
It's like got bubbles in it. I don't know.
Like
It made me
carbon?
vomit, but everything makes me vomit. So
Yeah. Was it nice beforehand?
I don't. It was. It just tasted like I was about to be sick.
Yeah.
She likes it.
You also had a chat with like just checked in with Fred, just making sure that everything's good, and that's the butler.
She was making Fred drink it. It's weird seeing someone like that drink tea with bubbles in. I don't.
It's very undignified.
I don't think Tess has had that. But I guess I can suggest something to her now. Before she goes.
Goes? Is she going?
Yeah, she's leaving. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were kind of close.
Yeah. But people can make their own decisions. And it's what she wants to do, and it's right for her, and that's what you gotta let people do.
I'd like to tell if Chrys actually thinks that or is just saying that.
What's inside, please?
Wits insight.
And blink for so long that my contact lens is like, what are you trying to cry? Oh wow.
Chrys, what do you want him to think?
No, I do think that. It's just
Yeah.
I just don't want him to think that I'm like sad and about to cry again.
Yeah. In that case, Aiden, she looks fine.
Oh, okay. Just odd. Sure. Yeah, people change. People move on. People move on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if it's changed as much as like what she's always been.
Where's she
meant to
going?
be. Japan. Again,
Okay.
where she lived.
Right. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's good for her though, and it's good for her though.
You're not gonna miss her?
Yep.
Vassia like straightens up and looks at you, Chrys, and says,
I will leave you both to catch up. I think possibly you will want to talk to me in a bit, yes?
Yeah.
I hear you can fly now.
Yeah.
What?
It's
What?
good.
How did Max tell you?
Yes.
Is anyone gonna tell me?
So you both chat and catch up. When you need to talk to me, I will be inside.
Okay.
I think
Like,
I can kind of
gotten-
get him.
and
Yeah,
like he turns his back without a care and just starts wandering off into the like inside part of the dojo.
I don't know. It's like a brick wall, and not even like the brick wall that my Celine was like.
It's
Is
very
it
it's very similar to Celine actually. Yeah.
Is it?
Mm.
Okay. It's kind of similar, but I mean, it must be tiring to be prepared all the time.
I don't know. He does always seem ready. How can you always be ready?
I don't know, but I'm guessing he eats a lot.
I attacked him when he was asleep the other day.
Well, that's just
He put you through the roof.
unsportly. Like you can't hit people when they're.
No, you can't. Well, you can't hear him. threw me through the attic.
I feel like you deserve that one.
I can. Just not yet.
Like, physically you can, but you shouldn't.
Well, at the moment, physically, I can't.
Well, physically you can try.
Yeah, and I do keep trying.
So what are
The other week, I burst out of his closet. I went straight for his throat. There's no way he knew I was in there.
I mean, there's plenty of ways he could have known you were in there.
There's no way he knew I was in
Smelled
there.
really bad.
What? 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 I'm gonna be extremely self-conscious about how I smell now.
You've never noticed yourself smelling bad, but
And now it's the worst smell ever.
oh.
I do that. I'm gonna take like half a step back from Chrys, so she
Thanks,
can't
yeah.
smell me. Sorry, I didn't.
It's a joke.
Okay, but I can smell it now. You reckon that's why?
I mean, it could have been.
I need to wash every time I want to attack him?
I mean, then you'd probably smell really soapy.
Well, then how do I...
I don't know, it's a balance.
I could make myself smell like him.
You can't, oh, God.
No. You're onto something. I could make myself smell like him. And wait for him to do his ground walk. And then burst up from the petunias.
He's like doing patrols here? And
Well, he just does a... I don't know, he goes for a walk. Every day he just walks around in a circle. It's weird.
I mean, it's pretty sensible, honestly, especially if the place was raided not so long ago, really.
I guess. But no. He doesn't look like he's patrolling. He's just... He's always patrolling.
Well, maybe he's just enjoying his walk.
So, I guess... I don't... Why would he enjoy a walk?
Because people enjoy things?
He doesn't enjoy anything apart from...
Well, have you
Apparently
asked him why
breaking
he
my
goes
arm.
for a walk?
If I ask him... No, I haven't. I'm
Why
not
am I
asking
the
him.
reasonable one here?
What do you mean?
Like,
Sorry.
I mean, you've been... I can't.
Sorry, one sec. Tess, you hear footsteps heading in your direction.
Yep.
And I'm assuming you look to see who's approaching.
Yeah, I'm likely in the kitchen, just like looking through all the
Yeah.
stuff,
For a moment, this kind of big, furry head like pokes in around about kind of like mid-chest height. It's got these giant like fang teeth that come down, and just like regards you for a second with kind of like a cocked head, and then like recedes and.
Hi. Do you want some?
You hear the foot pads like padding off away.
Okay, bye. What the fuck was that? Still serving myself food, like
Just vampire things.
it's like the fucking
Kindred.
random ass animal. Like my god, what was it? Like a saber-toothed,
Saber-toothed
like
tiger, yeah.
Jesus fuck. Serving myself food, and I'm just gonna go and like peruse the rooms. Like I'm
Yeah.
chilling.
Yeah.
Good meats, God. Just cooking up some like burgers or some shit. Like, whew.
I'm sure in a bit you'll head to Chris's room to see how it looks. So we'll
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
talk,
Oh,
we'll talk about
100%.
that when you get there.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so why am I the reason? You've been hanging out with him for like months, or like, and you've not. I mean, do you even know him very well, like at this point, or do you just fight all the time? Like, do you have a
How-
conversation? Like, it's possible
you-
to have a conversation, Aiden.
Well, when you fight someone, you know everything you need to know.
Well, no, because then if you know more about them and you have conversations, I mean, you can take that into fighting. Like, I know that you're left shoulder pops out of socket a decent amount, so obviously I'm gonna hit you there.
Wait, you do that?
Yeah, that's how you win.
Aiden, your mind goes back to the many times when both you and Chrys were still human, and she used to, like, unerringly sweep the leg that, like, you hurt the morning before, or, like, she'd, like, she'd hit your elbow, like, multiple times, you know, because you like, jammed it in a door or something. It's like, you're like, holy crap, she really is, like, a bully who goes for the weakest part of me every time we fight.
It's just like this slideshow of like, she hit that, and then it's like, oh, yeah, my hand was hurting that week, and she twisted that, and...
Yeah. It's like, wow, she... And also, you are forced to go through the many, many times where Chrys has kicked your ass as when you were both human.
I could beat you now. I don't want to, though. It's nice to see you. Where's Cass? Is Cass here?
Oh god. Oh. I don't know where Cass is. I mean, he went to Italy. And you know, he's really busy now with his girlfriend.
Coming back? Wait, pardon?
I mean, god, were you here for the council? There's so much happened. Okay, so there was flesh monsters, we dealt with it.
Flesh monsters, yeah.
Dealt with that, it's fine.
Okay.
Horrible.
Right, yeah.
Moving on. Then we made a council, and then there's the council of like the 4 or 5 groups, and then that's kind of over on Flintbridge side, Hunter's Walk side, but then the court have one of our sort of newer members of Memoriae.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you said girlfriend.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if really boyfriend, but I mean, they went on a date at the very least. And then they went, you know, to Italy on like council business. So.
Oh. I thought he was super gay.
No, why? I mean, did he?
Because
I don't know. I don't ask him.
He was quite blatantly super gay. Did this Kindred stuff ruin my gaydar?
You had one to begin with?
I'm gay, Chrys.
I know, but that doesn't mean you have a particularly good gaydar.
Yeah, it does.
You say so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really get involved in Cass's romantic life. I just know they were going for a date. Like,
I mean, did it go well, or I don't care. It's just, you know.
I mean, they went to Italy not long after, so
Yeah, that's probably pretty good, isn't it?
Also, contextually for Chrys, you know that at the end of that date, she blew up a building.
yeah.
I don't know whether you want to mention that or not.
That sounds like a great date.
Literally, it was like they were sitting looking over the river, and they were kind of like lightly flirting. And she's like, "Here's a present for you," and then a warehouse building filled with drugs blew up on the other side of the river.
Oh, that's so romantic.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful moment.
Both Cassius and Josh fell for that character, that NPC after that, I think.
They're like, I must date her. I mean, yeah, I think it went pretty. Italy's pretty, but you know, they weren't on their own, so it could have been just work. But anyway, you know, you went off to Norway, so it's
Yeah,
not
but
as though
when you're
people can
punching
be...
meat, there's not many chances to. Not that I care.
Not that you care.
Quick sidebar. Tess, your phone goes off. It's just a text.
Where's it from?
Davine.
Oh.
It says, "Come and see me before you leave?" ?
Who told you?
Leo.
I stomp out of the room, like out of the house, to go over to Chrys. Be like, did you already tell Leah that I'm taking off?
No, I haven't even.
I was gonna go
spoken
tell
to
her
Leah. I
myself.
haven't even spoken to Leah today.
Then why did Davine just text me saying that Leah told me that I was...
I don't know.
That told her that...
I don't know her everything.
Anyway, yeah, okay. Never mind. I have food to finish, okay? Keep going.
Do you...
Just go back inside.
Yep.
I feel like,
She's
okay,
so weird.
Davine.
Gonna,
Okay.
Like, flop and sit on the stairs, like.
She doesn't even
Mostly
need
sure.
food.
You can probably both smell like sizzling hamburgers and.
I fucking hate that bitch.
Try living with her for a while.
I've
she's-
found the grill and I
Mm.
have burgers and like bacon in a pan, like, you know,
Oh.
just kind of, or just on the side there. I have like cheese and whatever else I could find, some like veggies. And oh
There
man,
aren't
I'm
many
like,
veggies here.
oh,
I
there's no
don't-
perfect. That's fine. I got just
Yeah.
like meat on meat on meat.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that is literally the fridge.
yeah, pulled pork with you know, bacon
Mm,
and ground beef.
Okay, you're making Peachy hungry now.
I know, I'm so hungry.
Sheepy's like,
Yeah.
Sheepy's like, man should have eaten before the show.
The
to be
man
honest.
should have eaten.
Mm,
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't
um,
tell her about the boba tea.
I mean,
Wait, if she's going to Japan, I think they love that over there.
yeah, I think she'll probably find out. So I'll, you know, she'll think of me every time that she says it. Tess, hey, I have a new thing.
Wait, what? What thing?
So, you know boba tea? Do you know of it? You should get some. I think you'd like it.
I mean, there's not a lot of boba tea in, you know, Weirgate, but yeah, I mean, I've had it before. It's been a minute though. Honestly, I prefer like the jelly, like the lychee jelly and stuff. Like those are, I like those a little better.
There you go. You can
Okay,
have
you've
some
just
of that.
made it fucking worse.
What do you mean I've made it worse?
What? I wasn't talking. Hey,
Oh.
sorry, I was.
Oh, I thought you were talking in character. I was like, it's like, I like the fruitier ones. Although, one of my close friends back in Japan really liked the boba tea with like,
Okay,
the-
I think there's
like-
a lot of cheese in the salad. You should go check the salad.
in the, oh, you got more
Yeah.
cheese? Okay.
Just be careful in the cellar, I guess. There's a cellar?
I've probably been there before. Don't worry.
Do you know how much food they've got here? No one can fucking eat the stuff.
Yeah, Tess can eat a lot. So at least she's having fun.
I love it here. The minute like there's a cheese seller, Tess is like, ooh, like just going over and be like, I wonder what kind of cheese I'm gonna find.
So,
Oh, Chris was like, so you can tell Danny that, but in the mention of Danny, it's like, so, do you want to sit down? Because I think that would be a good idea. Real quick.
Yeah, okay. Your room's still here.
I don't think I can be surrounded with that much pink and have this conversation.
just sidebar for you, because you'll know this. The room's not pink anymore.
I didn't think it was. It's not pink.
I mean, yeah, maybe this is maybe not something to say out in the courtyard, I guess.
Oh,
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, it's yeah, let's just go talk about it. I'm gonna go to like where my bedroom is.
Okay. In that case, you open the door. Please roll me a dexterity athletics.
Okay. I can. Should I I'm gonna
No.
re-roll
Oh, okay.
2, or is it okay?
You're okay with that.
Okay.
You dodge the like blade that swings down from the ceiling as the door opens. And it just
What the fuck?
it just kind of like swings past the door and like embeds into the ceiling at the other side, and then you're presented with your bedroom, which is essentially like loads of kind of training dummies, which are all like spinning with the wooden hand, but they all have like blades and stuff on them.
Right.
The room is like the room is mostly kind of grays and reds for the most part, and essentially you have to run a gauntlet to get to your bed to sleep.
Do you know about this?
I don't know.
This wasn't. What?
I thought that was a joke.
Oh my god. Okay.
Aiden, your head goes back to when Vasia was like, "Hey, what does Chrys like?" And you're like, as a joke, you were like, "Chrys likes training."
Oh.
Why?
I should have checked. Ah.
You didn't check the room.
I didn't think to check. I didn't think. Okay, first of all, this isn't my fault.
Why do I feel like it's suddenly your fault?
No, it's not. It's not my fault. Oh, okay.
There's like the clanking and whirring of wood, like just rotating
I'm
and
just gonna
spinning.
shut the door. Like
Yeah.
we're arguing in the hallway now.
Look, he asked me what you like,
Right.
and I said
And
you
you
like
said-
training. I didn't know he meant decor. No, he meant like what
Oh my god.
your hobbies. It's not pink.
It's not pink.
It's not pink. How am I supposed to... Oh my god. Okay. Fine. I guess. After you. And I'm gonna open the door again.
Okay.
I'm gonna dodge the axe that has reset itself.
It hasn't reset though. It's still embedded in the ceiling.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to just fucking get through this as quickly as possible to get to the end of the room.
As you're essentially like still outside, you hear the soft pad of footsteps, and you see a saber-toothed tiger like walk out one door, walk down the hall a little bit, and then walk into another door, just like down the hallway.
There was this, what?
What?
A tiger? No,
I know what that
tiger?
is, Sheepy.
Yeah, that's Vasia.
Oh, yeah, that's Vasia.
Saber tiger. What? Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think that makes sense. In a horrible, horrible way. As Chris has a flashback to him being called
Sabertooth.
I guess we could use this to test instead of actually having to fight.
Oh.
No fair, because you've you could be lying. You could have run this before.
I probably would have gone out the way of the axe.
Plus, I'm really hungry right now. Still, again.
Oh. How do you like to, you know?
I mean, however it
Oh.
lives normally now, I guess.
I'm a farmer, right, Sheepy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you only eat animals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris has been put off eating animals.
Question: isn't there just like a bunch of blood bags also in the fridge?
There are.
Do you just need to eat or do you need to hunt?
The second one.
And is it
I'm not
Do you-
gonna fly off the handle. Like, I'm fine.
okay?
But, okay. You know what? We'll just.
There are some deer down the bottom of the hill.
Well, let's just have this conversation, and then I'll worry about. I can't be dealing with that room right now.
Hey, we can go to my room. There's not many seats.
Is it still a pallet on the floor?
It's a futon.
Oh God. Just gonna
It's
fall
really
off
good
him
for the
anyway.
back.
There are no chains.
Oh well, that's a change.
No. I think even Chris would cringe at that one.
I didn't say it's Chris. I said it. was
I
me.
know. That's what I said.
I get out some tatami mats or something and just like sit cross-legged.
You want to go to your room?
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were explaining what they were saying.
No. Yeah. So you go into your room. Please roll me a dexterity athletics.
God damn it.
This is funny.
Yeah. You dodge out the way as like this something like flies down towards you and just basically like stops like an inch from your face. Well, where your face would have been, but you dodge out the way in time. It just says it's just written on the board. It just says train more.
That would have been in your face had it not stopped.
I moved out of the way.
You did get out of the way in time.
I'm fine.
But
Okay, that's new. That's new.
that's new, and also it says a lot to you that Chris's one was a full-on blade and yours was just a piece of wood.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, this is a trial in itself. So sit down. I think I said outside.
Yeah, I'll roll up some mats and sit cross-legged.
Yeah.
Sit down as well. Oh, like opposite him. So we're gonna keep calm.
Okay, never. See, that doesn't make me want to keep calm when you say.
But we are gonna keep calm, aren't we?
Okay, all right, okay. I'm calm.
Okay, just do some breathing.
In the ocean.
I don't need to breathe, but like, whatever. So I found the people who killed your parents.
What?
So we were, I
Where are they?
found them. They're holed up, outside the city. We don't know which ones they are. So I have, my friend Kafka is scoping them out and seeing
Where?
It wasn't just them. It's not.
What? Tell me everything right now.
Okay, well, I'm trying. So the Carricks, someone hired them to, mug or whatever your parents. I don't know.
Specifically?
Yeah. So I didn't want to go in and question them to find out who the person was that told them to without you being here and like wanting to see what you wanted to do, because it's not my decision. But
I look like I'm staring at something that just doesn't exist.
yeah, I'm like, I know it's a lot, but I am here for you for what you need.
Somebody ordered a hit.
I don't know if it was meant to be a hit or if something went wrong, which is why we probably need to talk to the people.
I'll talk to him. Where? Exactly where?
He is clearly not calm.
In his defense, you did start the conversation with "Let's be calm."
No, there was an attempt. Chrys is not the best. I just don't want you to rush in and do something that's gonna stay with you for a long time.
Like the death of my parents.
Like you killing people out of revenge and then having to live with yourself. Or killing them out of rage or by accident. Or
Tell you what, we'll find them and we'll have a nice chat, and then I'll tuck them in to their beds and say cheerio.
it's not the extreme awe. I don't want you to have to deal with that.
I need to know who made them do it.
I've got Kafka looking into their names now. I haven't heard back from him yet today. I only sent him kind of.
Do I know who Kafka is?
I don't believe so, no.
Yeah, who is that?
He's my Nos friend. He's really good at digging out secrets and information. So
why don't we just go there now?
Because We don't know who it is, and going in and, whatevering 10 people is not gonna help you find the answer.
It will when I get them in my hands.
What, all 10 people? What, you gonna torture 10 people? And get the info out of them and keep yourself in control for all that time?
I'll kill 9 of them and make one of them watch.
How do you know which one it is?
I don't care. Someone knows.
Which one? You don't, I don't know. Kafka doesn't know yet.
I'm sure I could figure it out if I got there. You can fly, right?
Yeah.
So we could get there minutes?
No. Because even flying, it's going to take us a decent amount of time to get into the city, right? Like, there's no way we can get there, today. But I wanted to tell you as soon as I could. And hopefully by tomorrow, I'll have some info from Kafka for you.
I can't wait that long, Chrys. Maybe we could just get to the city, go through the sewers.
Encroaching other people's territory.
I don't give a shit.
You will when they have reason. They can.
Wait, whose territory? That's basically yours.
Not the entire. No, it isn't.
Told?
We have Flint, south of Flintbridge.
So they're not in Flint, right? Okay.
I wanted to tell you so that you could know, as soon as I could, and as soon as I hear from Kafka, then we can do something about it.
I'll go see Kafka. Chrys, this is important.
I know it is. That's why I've been looking into it whilst you've been away. This is why I've been chasing it up for you.
No,
This is why I've had my friends putting themselves in danger trying to find out information. I'm not
saying you are. But I need this.
I know, and I need you to not rush and hurt yourself and Danny even more than you already are. If you go in and you lose it, which is not necessarily your fault, it's something that happens that we need to control, but you're gonna have to deal with that and not knowing if we lose this lead. And it's not even just losing the lead, it's having to live with yourself afterwards.
I don't care about that.
You might not, but other people do.
I can't. I need.
What's gonna happen if you get yourself, I don't know, so addled and frenzied and a mess that you don't even recognize yourself and Danny will be on her own? Or if you encroach on someone's territory and cause a mess and then they have right to, dead you, then Danny's gonna be on her own and I'm gonna be on my own, and you're still not gonna have found what you need necessarily.
The second she mentions Danny, I definitely am slightly less agitated and want to leave the room immediately and go and murder people.
That's why I'm just gonna say her name.
Yeah. I just want that.
I know.
I just want them to pay. And I don't care what Cassius says, I'm stronger. and faster.
Generally, or than someone else?
Than I was.
Yeah.
This stupid training is... It's certainly better than being in a sweaty gym getting kicked in the nuts by you.
Hey, that was, like, one time.
And, it was the day after I picked up that groin strain.
You shouldn't make your weaknesses quite so obvious.
I'd say the same about you.
I don't have any weaknesses. Little smirk at him.
Maybe not physical ones. Okay. Okay, so we don't run down there right now and
Yeah, no.
give them what they deserve. So what's the plan?
So I've got Kafka trying to, figure out who the two are out of the group. Kind of what the setup is, where they are, and then he's gonna come back and tell me everything I need to know, or that he can find out. And if we can, find out who the two are, we can probably... They don't really go out much.
Wits awareness for both of you, please.
Oh. Okay. I got a 3.
Okay. Any rerolls wanted? Aiden, you
I
can
will
reroll none.
reroll
Chrys,
1.
you can reroll.
I've still got 2.
You can reroll none either. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't
Anyway,
notice that, yeah.
sorry, my mistake. So I'm still on 3.
then, like, yeah, you don't hear anything aside from when Vassia starts talking.
Essentially, you can wait till tomorrow, after we talk, and then you can go.
And yeah,
Yep.
he's just crouching, like right next to both of you, kind of off just to the side of your vision.
Who is he saying that to?
Both
Chrys?
of you.
Okay. He's the size of a Boeing 747 and he snuck up on both of us.
He has been around a long time.
Yeah.
Like a really long time.
If you want to know where they are, little man, I can tell you.
But we're gonna go with a calm head and find out all the information we can find out so we don't go to make any mistakes.
Oh, I will not let him go tonight.
Crystal, tell me.
Okay. In that case, you kids have a good night, and we will talk tomorrow.
You okay here, Aiden? Because I need to find Tess before she tries to go in the pink room.
Yeah, I need to think. Thank you for telling me, and thank you. I'm just gonna run and give her a hug.
Yeah. Vassia has got up and started walking to the door, but pauses there for a second and says,
Have a good sleep, and Aiden, feel free to attack me tonight, but I'll put you through the window.
I picture it of the other 12 times he's put me through a window.
Tapping him okay, I need to go.
Yeah. Sorry. I just I've been all okay. Bye.
Okay. See you tomorrow. I'm just gonna spin around and power walk, try to find Tess
hold back the
before she
tears.
goes into the...
I probably have made my way to the room at this point with a pile of food.
There's an axe in the ceiling.
I would have opened the door, seen a whole bunch of spinning shit, seen the axe in the ceiling, and just be like, You know, that's a lot better.
Mm.
And it is.
And then
great.
Chrys like comes around the corner.
There's flying axes just.
There's also a saber-toothed tiger just wandering around.
Yeah, that's Vassia.
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah. Max called him Sabretooth one time. I thought he was talking about the comic book character. You know, oh, you went when we were in the the puzzle box. It was not the best. I mean, it was a pretty good distraction. But anyway. Yeah. I can try get you through this, or
I'm good. I'm good. Figure out another arrangement.
Yeah, this is a lot, really.
Yeah. I mean, unless there's a way to like turn it off once you get to the other side. So it'll make bathroom trips a little difficult if I need to get up during the night, you know.
I mean, you don't need.
I'm just kidding. I don't need to go to the bathroom, dude. We're kindred. Let's go.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna try and try and help Tess through this.
Is there like a stopping mechanism if you get to the other side? Like, because I would just watch you kind of go through it first, like.
So yeah, there is. This is like
Okay, yeah. Then I'll, like, if we can see it from, then I'll go through and.
Dexterity athletics, please.
You sure you don't want to go? Like.
Oh, I'm good. I don't want to spill the food everywhere. Make a mess. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a crit actually. It's a 6.
Damn, 6. Okay. Yeah, flipping. A couple of times you actually like flip onto the top of these spinning things, pause for a second, and then flip off, and then continue like dodging and weaving through. There's a couple of times when both blades are coming in opposite directions like that, and you just kind of like jump and spin through both of them, and then you just roll and then turn it off, and it just slows down and stops.
That wasn't too bad. That was pretty. Yeah. Okay. It looked a little bit more.
Vassia, you're gonna need to make this a bit more difficult for her.
Because,
Yeah. And I'll just like kind of weave my way through and be like,
no
you know?
moat.
No moat. No live piranhas in water, you know, just waiting to, you know, quicksand, maybe.
That would be an interesting challenge.
Lava. I don't know.
No lava. The whole, no.
So, question. There's only one bed. Are you guys just snuggling up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
Okay. And also you head in bed? It's about that time.
I thought it was. Is it quite? I mean, it's quite late, isn't it?
Yeah,
So I thought like
it's about time to head down. All right then. As we are finishing up, I have one more question for all three of you. As you are drifted off into unconsciousness, sleep, however you want to describe it for Kindred, what are you all thinking about?
Probably think about how good this food is.
Mm.
Honestly, I'm chilling. Like Tess has had her like emotional earlier in the night, so she's
Sure. Yeah.
she's more concerned about Chrys.
Is Tess maybe thinking what it would be like to be essentially human and able to eat food even more properly?
She's probably thinking, I wonder if my taste buds will change.
Like what it would be like being a werewolf, Henge yokai.
Yeah, like maybe things will taste different. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Chrys is thinking about how she's kind of losing one friend, but not, and then she's got Aiden back, and like she's got friends around who've helped, and like it's so sad. Just sort of like we don't really share beds and cuddle at the parlor or anything, but it's like
it's kind of
Yeah.
It's like today's gonna be the last of a bunch of things.
Yeah.
So like last time I was hanging out with Winnie and Tess. Last time we was just snuggling. Like
question: how does she feel about the contextualizing of why Winnie didn't come to see her?
it's kind of. I think in hindsight, she's like, yeah, I didn't need him, but I wanted him there.
Yeah, but like she knows Winnie well enough to know that same as everyone, same as Tess, same as Cassius. It's like that's not the type of time he's gonna show up.
No, and it's like I understand, but it's still like it's good that he believed that she could get through all those things. But
has she made that connection between Vasir and Winnie yet?
like that, Chrys doesn't need Vasir, so
The
he's not been.
the confidence they both have in Chrys.
Not so much. Like it's there because
Like-
Vasir obviously. But it's not fully formed. Like it's not.
It's a little bud as opposed to a
Yeah, it's like I know that he does because otherwise he would have been more involved. Because and he believes in it to sort
And-
of take over enough.
small things as well, like the axe coming down. He wouldn't have done
Yeah.
that if.
Yeah, because he
And then
knows
you
that I'll.
compare it to Aiden's wooden board.
And it's
quote.
like kind of sad for Aiden,
yeah.
but oh god, there's so much. Like now, she wants to deal with her stuff, but she's helping her friends as well, and that's nice.
Mm. Okay.
So yeah, it's kind of bittersweet.
And I imagine Aiden's mentality is a little bit more, let's call it volcanic.
It's heavily focused on that while he writes, while you see him seal up a letter addressed to his sister.
Okay. So, we will fade out and finish there. Had a little quick chat with Vandy, and we're going to finish up Tess's own personal ending past this on a snapshot. I would like to see where Aiden and Chrys go with this, so snapshot for both of you? Little
I'm happy.
recorded thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Alrighty. In that case, talk about yourselves. Who are you? What do you do? Why do you do it? Why are you here? What's
Go,
going on?
Pidgey, go.
To Sire.
I am here because I'm a literal ghostbuster.
Yeah.
I literally get rid of ghosts. And you'll have to tune in on Thursdays at 3 p.m. UK to find out how I do it. And I'll teach you the secrets too for just $4.99 a month. I stream Thursday to Sunday, 3 p.m. UK.
Yeah.
And I do loads of stuff. So watch it.
Oh,
yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
Plays lots of driving games as well. Very funny, very energy.
And is a nice.
I'm not used to
person.
Tash being nice to me.
And,
I haven't seen you in a while. I've saved it
It's
up.
true. You saved it all. That is like 3 months worth of
Yeah.
niceties there.
also, it was a
That's it.
fairly emotional episode for them both. So.
Mm.
So yeah.
Although,
We can both agree that Tess is a bitch because she can eat food.
Well, you can only
not
say
cry
so
blood.
much, or Chrys is gonna have to stomp you down.
It's true.
Chrys can say it all.
very
Well,
true.
Other people can't.
But I can think it all I want.
Yeah.
That you can.
So, seeing as we probably won't have a proper goodbye on the snack shop because that tends to be a kind of closed circuit in terms of you want to say anything on your exit from Sunkist, essentially, Vandy?
thank you for like a really cool story. Like it's been over a year, right, that we've done this, and
more than a year and a half.
yeah, I mean, this is my first VTM campaign at all, and we got to do some really emotional scenes, quite a few. We got to do a really awesome Halloween episode with alternate versions of ourselves. In the meantime, we got to do also a werewolf campaign, which was super cool. And, you know,
Possibly
at the same time, it's
most
just
emotionally devastating short campaign I've done.
bro, I mean, there's a lot of episodes I can't go back and watch. But this is a really, it was really fun to play a character who was very imperfect, like had just a lot of flaws. And I think, like, honestly, I think I actually grew a little bit as an RPer just from this whole thing. So thank you for the opportunity to do that. And thank you to everybody watching and commenting and hanging out, like either on Twitch or on YouTube. And obviously thank you to, you know, Tash and the rest of the crew and everyone just being all freaking dope. And I guess thank you to Peachy for like showing up a couple times, like, you know,
Being
fucking
the big
asshole.
bad.
I missed you. Oh, God.
I missed you too.
Thank you for being the
Bitch.
big
You
bad guy.
bitch.
This is how Peachy and I interact. It's all love, but yeah.
In
No, it's good.
in the future, we'll have to have a like us four
Reunion.
like short show of some kind where we, I don't know, I have a few ideas.
Peachy has played the big bad in multiple campaigns that I've been in now. And
Yeah,
every
I'm
time I
kinda
see
good at
Peachy
it,
on an
huh?
episode, I get a little, like, there's a small fight or flight response that I get a little worried about. And I'm like, I don't know what I should do. Because Peachy is good people. But the characters Peachy plays are bad people for my people.
Hey.
Just like, you know?
Aiden is a gem.
Aiden is okay. Aiden's fine.
He's a good bean.
Aiden's fine. Aiden just doesn't really like Tess that much because Tess is kind of the reason why, you know,
Yeah.
kind of, you know. At least she thinks so.
Yeah, well,
But,
it was a rough experience. Initial
Yeah.
meeting. Or
No, but yeah, I'm happy. I'm sad I won't make it to 69 episodes, but I think with the snack shots, it might be pretty close.
It's over 69
well
with the
over.
stack shots, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll see each other, I'm sure, on a campaign pretty soon.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you back into something.
Oh, 100%. Like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna keep bugging you about like, hey, what's next? Are you gonna do something? You gonna do something? Is it with my schedule? Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. So.
I have a couple of
Thank you,
ideas
everybody.
for D&D even, so
Ooh.
yeah.
Hey.
Just put
sheepy.
put a sheepy spin on D&D. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Don't know how that would
Thinking-
go.
Honestly, like, I like the VTM system,
Yeah.
you know, with like all the skills and then you roll it, you know, because you could do like athletics dexterity or you could do athletics manipulation or like whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
I love that because it's more flexible than D&D.
It's very.
But
it's
I
very
like the D&D kind of
translatable.
like, yeah, I like the D&D like fighting system slightly better.
Yeah.
But hey, we don't fight
I
in
don't know.
Sunkist very often, so.
No, we do not. No, we do not.
We just
Social
emotionally
combat
torture
never
ourselves, and you know.
It's a different kind of fight.
We roleplay a lot of it instead of like social combat, which is a thing.
Yeah.
But
I tried to softball Winnie in there so it didn't like hit you guys too hard.
I think like
I did tear up.
Like, yeah, I just because I'm ill, I'm still a little muggy.
Sure, it's the
I'm
illness's
like-
fault, yeah.
No, I
You're
feel
so
like I could
mean.
have reached it a bit easier.
Yeah.
The emotions that humans have
Mm.
could have copied those.
Speaking of emotions that humans have, Tash.
Hi. I'm really sad that Vandy and Tess are going to be leaving, but it is a really nice kind of way to go.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that she and Chrys had some time to
Yeah, I'm
discuss it. And
glad you guys went to Vassia's. It gave you some time to kind of like, you know, spend some time together and
another little jaunt out and like
yeah.
see Winnie together, and I think it was all just very like appropriate and sweet. And we had the nice sort of sistership relationship that we've had before, where we're like emotional, but we'll also absolutely take the piss out of each other.
While you guys were having the scene at the start of the show, I was sat there going, "Oh!" the whole time.
God, we're cute.
Sidebar, there was a moment when I think you two were talking and Peachy was like off to the side. We couldn't see him, but we heard him laugh. And you could tell that he wasn't prepared for that because it came out before he could mute.
It was really
Like-
lovely. What bit was it? I don't remember because
I think it was while you guys were talking outside the door. I can't remember exactly what it was you said, but it made me laugh too. Luckily, I was muted
sometimes
at the time.
I can't look at you guys.
Oh, when there was the Pop-Tart thing, and
I think so, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There,
I don't like Pop-Tarts. I think they're lame.
there was
Wait,
also...
Cash thinks that?
oh,
The only Pop-Tart I've ever had was at
Better
TwitchCon
not be.
for a charity event where I had a blindfold on, and it was Pop-Tart with it was like vanilla and something with canola oil on it, and I had to guess what the food was, and it was like weird.
I remember
Oh.
that.
Yeah,
I remember watching that,
yeah.
like live. Yeah,
I was in it.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
No, I
never had a
remember.
Pop-Tart before, so I was like, I don't know, it's quite cakey, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, so I have no opinion on Pop-Tarts other than
Yeah.
they're kind of expensive here.
Sorry.
But yeah, no, it was just emotional. It's kind of weird that Vandy's not going to be joining us anymore,
Yeah.
but we'll sort of see
We're...
how that goes.
Finally, Sheepy can say this with confidence. We're close to the end, guys.
So it's been- and I think like
I've been saying this since like Christmas.
we really are though this time. It was nice to have Peachy here as Aiden.
Yeah.
That switch as soon as I mentioned parents was fun, and like
Well,
pull
like
that
the
one
last
back.
time and the time before that, it was very intense time for Aiden, and that's not really what Aiden was.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show that, but then yeah, you
Yeah.
told him the stuff that just flicks the Batman switch.
He's
Right, we're gonna bring it back. It's gonna be fine.
he's also had a lot of time just training and by himself, so like he's got something he's been concentrating on, which kind
Yeah.
of let him be a lot more Aiden-y and kind of not as dark and where are they?
Where are they?
But like,
Where is
Chris
she?
doesn't want him to. Obviously, she's punched through a Kindred's head.
Yeah.
And that was bad enough. But going in and accidentally on purpose killing 10 humans—that's not who Aiden is at all.
Not yet. We'll see what happens.
So she's like, I don't want that to happen for him.
Has
Yeah.
anyone guessed what the letter is? I bet you Sheepy has. And I saw Tash, like, the light
like,
flickered
oh,
in her eyes for a
no.
second.
But we'll have to see, and then I'll try my best to stop him going murdery Kindred. I suppose.
I hope you guys have enjoyed your Sire. He's a bit of a weird one comparative to most.
He's so eccentric. He's not even like
Why is he
mean
just-
or super nice or anything. He's just eccentric. He's just a fucking weirdo.
Why is he just
I
putting around
legit
as
think
a
he's
stable
kind.
And I
leader?
love him for it.
Mm.
Like, and Tess loves him. Tess loves the weirdos with good hearts. Like,
Yeah.
you know. So she sees like Vassia. She's like, ah, what a good bean.
Yeah, he kind of doesn't get it, but tries to get it, and there's a certain amount of care. Even
Yeah, he legitimately cares. He's just not very good at it.
Yeah.
At caring.
He's one of those. It's like having like a foreigner, like grandparent or something or parent, and they just don't really speak the language
and the culture's
that of the
different,
city.
and,
The culture's super different, and you're like trying to explain something to them, and they're like, like I don't understand because this is not
Not
part of like
remotely
my
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
I have no frame of reference for this right now.
But they still try and they
Yeah.
still listen and they're still like looking up stuff to try to like
But
they,
if
maybe they
you
got a
enjoy
t-shirt
it.
representing something, but it's like spelt wrong or something. I don't know. Like, you know,
Oh, you mean like
That's-
Mr. Hung?
like Mr. Hung. Yeah. Yeah. Like, well, those are counterfeit, honestly. That's a different
those
story.
are very counterfeit.
Gosh,
Silly.
but we'll have to see
Yeah.
what happens
We-
next time.
We got us a couple of snapshots to record, so
Thanks for having me
Yeah.
on, Sheepy. It was fun to just dip into like an established, very well established campaign.
yeah. And it was like, you know, the first time that I was thinking about like maybe I could get Peachy in as a guest, I was like, who would it be? And I'm like, Aiden. It would be Aiden. And you know, like this is the thing about why I love bringing guests in, is you brought a whole load of shit in for Aiden that I hadn't established or, you know, thought about.
Yeah, you were
and I'm
like, do what the fuck you want. Here are the
Yeah.
facts. Do what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Even now, then, what
okay.
did Aiden do? He's gonna find something out in a minute. What do
Peachy
you want him to do?
Sheepy basically carved out this peachy-shaped hole
Yeah.
into his story, and I was just like, oh, yeah, I like it here. It's roomy.
Not even on purpose.
It's made for me.
Although I will say, as like
Peachy, I've made a gay character. Can you play him? Sheepy!
as a little behind the scenes, when I asked Peachy if he wanted to be on Moonkissed, I said to him, hey, would you like to be the big bad guy? And he's like, yeah, okay, that sounds interesting. Then I sent him the picture of what he'd end up being, and he was like, yes, I'm in. Go now.
Yes.
No, you were like, oh, I'm doing a thing. You wanna come on? And I was like, oh yeah, maybe what's it about? And then like you're gonna be the big bad, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then you showed me the picture. I'm like, so this is tomorrow? Yeah.
Sheepy, I want to be a dinosaur.
I've never wanted something so much in my life
It was
before.
so cool. Oh. Yeah, so yeah, there you go. The only other things to talk about really is the Wandering Inn. If you're interested, there is a Patreon if you want to support. When we start the next show after Sunkissed, I will be paying the cast, and the Patreon will go towards paying the cast. I believe we're almost on 3 episodes for the month covered, so you guys are almost already covering the cast pay for the next Monday show, which is fucking awesome. Thank you. The Patreon stuff already established is going immediately into a show budget, which will essentially cover the art you'll see, and I've commissioned that, by the way, so there's going to be some teasers and stuff coming fairly soon. Additionally on that, because Tash always forgets to talk about it, 40,000 Layers has a Patreon too, where you can essentially support the show and pay for my research fees and pay for miniatures for Tash's stuff, and also in the future, depending on how far it goes, unlock stuff, which will be like, we have a drunk episode, I believe, where we're going to get drunk and Tash is going to paint minis, and I'm going to talk about
It's gonna be
Make
real
that
interesting
happen,
if that
please.
happens.
I'm going to be like, do you know the worst thing about the Black Templars is their dicks?
What about this color scheme? You know, it'd be great. Mustard.
God damn.
That's the color, right?
It's like, my face is red, so I'm going to paint this guy's face red too.
Balthazar, who even is that?
We'll have you
I
paint.
mean, it's just misunderstood, you know?
We'll have you paint like an ultramarine or something, just so you can fuck
This
it up
guy's
pretty
so
badly.
great. Why is everyone just mean to ultramarines?
Well,
Oh,
Tash,
dear.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, well,
We'll see
I-
if that happens.
I
But yeah,
have-
there's a.
I have gone into He Who Shall Not Be Named and why the Ultramarines are so done over. Also, just FYI, if you haven't watched it and you know 40k a little bit, Tash is super protective of the Necrons and Slanesh. It's kind of weird.
Hi.
I was thinking of maybe editing out the Slanesh rant a little bit.
Tash went on a massive Slanesh rant. It was you didn't edit out my rant where you took me. I was supposed to be talking about.
out.
I was supposed to be talking about the about chaos, and Tash made me go into a huge sidebar about the Mechanicus and the Omnisire and all of that shit. And I was like, yeah, I went on a giant rant about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
It is heresy, though. I did say.
Yeah.
Wait, it's all heresy? Always has been.
It always has been.
I do want you to send Peachy the audio file of your summary of the Necrons and Eldar.
Well, he'll have to subscribe to Patreon, where it's an audio file.
Where it's an audio file.
Extra content there for patrons only.
I love the difference between your guys' Patreon and mine. Yours is like, oh, here's content. If we get to this, we'll get that. I'm like, give me money. I like food.
Yeah, it's kind of like I need to buy paints and miniatures, and eventually, please let us pay Sheepy because he puts a lot of work into it, and I do also, but mine's kind of more Patreon and anything.
I do a lot of research, and then Tash
Yeah.
asks questions that I haven't researched.
I'm like, this is very. You just mentioned this very briefly.
What's
Give
the
me all the
Omniscience
in-depth.
favorite
What's-
food?
What's the Necrontier's planet called? What do you mean it doesn't have a name? I reckon it has a name. You better find that out. Like, I love it. It's
What
fun.
star sign is the god of
We need
mankind?
to
We
we
did-
need to look at.
we
We need
did,
to
all
chat
of them.
anyway because we're gonna pick some minis for next month.
Probably would do. We did a whole extra video type thing because Tash wouldn't stop asking about the Thousand Suns and Lorgar. Not
I haven't,
Lorgar. Magnus.
Magnus.
Right.
I haven't painted Vortimus's base yet.
Yeah.
But that will be synced to it. And then also, is Peachy's favorite topic next time?
Dark
Tits?
Eldar.
Oh.
Which yes, basically Tess.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Can you believe
Fair,
this, Peachy?
fair.
I have to do a lore presentation on the Dark Eldar.
Oh, that's going to be
And-
awesome,
and
dude.
I've already started my research.
Oh,
It's
okay,
for in
so
3.5
we're on the
weeks.
same wavelength now then.
Yeah, so I need to
Well,
find
it's just-
I need to find some minis that are not horrendous.
Oh. Maybe some of the ships.
Like
That's what I was
yeah.
thinking.
An incubus maybe.
I will have to have a look,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
And has the voting updated at all? Because the patrons can vote for what the next topic is.
I will have a quick look.
I think it's Orcs, Tau, and the Emperor. And I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
the Tau or the Orcs are winning, or is
They are matched at the
they're
moment.
matched. I'm gonna Tash. I don't want to do Slanesh, the Dark Eldar, and then the Tau.
No one wants to do the town.
That's I could do the Tau. I could talk about the Tau. I just need to.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah. No. So anyway,
Anyway,
here's an extra long outro to celebrate Vandy's abandoning of us.
Bye, Vandy.
Aw.
No, I'm kidding. Bye. No, I'm gonna miss you guys.
We'll after we've done the snack shot, we'll probably get Vandy in for a exit interview on the bar brawl as well, and we can talk about all the things or secret things or things that haven't been mentioned. And you could ask me questions, Vandy, about what about this or what about that.
I'm gonna
or,
yell at Sheepy for a whole bunch of random shit.
It'll be.
And the most important thing, the tier list.
Ah yes.
I've done a tier list actually.
Well, for your exit in thing for your next time on bar brawl, I'm going to tier list anime. So you're gonna force me
Sure.
to choose my favorite animes,
All right,
which
let's
is
do
gonna
it.
Ooh.
suck.
Ooh. But
It's gonna be a lot of them that I haven't heard of before, but I'm gonna, you know.
Well, you've heard of my senpai as a bunny girl.
Yes, actually, I've been wanting to watch that.
I told you to watch that.
I know, and I haven't actually done it yet, but I'm going to.
You did watch Sweet Home, and
I did. That's not an
and-
anime though. That's just a. That's
No, but it was a recommendation.
inspired
from
by
me.
a manga. Yeah, true.
And you watched Alice in Borderland.
Fucking loved Alice in Borderland.
It's really good. I think Peachy,
Loved. Like it's honestly one of my favorite shows.
I
Like
think-
it
I
was
think-
so good.
I think Peachy should watch it. I think you'd enjoy it.
It's on my list, but
I think
I've
you'd
actually
yeah.
been on Netflix for like a couple of months.
What was
I'd watch it if I were you. Do it.
the third
Good.
the third season of of Kuroko no Basket came out on Netflix, so I just watched the 3rd season of that recently. So I was on Netflix. And I saw Haikyuu, and I was like, I'll watch Haikyuu.
You
I
guys
watched
know
the
what,
first
like,
season of Avatar. Am I a weeb now?
Oh, that's nice, buddy.
I watched Cheer,
What?
which was kind of sad in a way. It's good though.
It's. I'm gonna miss you, Vandy, because these two, you know, like just.
Oh, you don't get to
talk
pick
out-
on anyone anymore? Now you get to be the one picked on?
Just talking about anime, you know, like
Oh,
you have
okay.
you have knowledge of anime, whereas Peachy's like, I watched Avatar. Am I a weeb? And Tasha's talking about something I've never heard of.
Yeah, it's not even anime.
It's not even an anime. It's just.
It's a musical.
Yeah.
It's not a musical. It's about
It just has music in it.
collegiate cheerleading in America.
This is
That
what you're-
musical you made me watch, everyone says that isn't a musical.
This is what you're leaving me with, Vandy.
A musical. Anyway.
The one with the rap battles.
What?
Oh,
They just sing
Oh,
random
Step
pop
Up
songs.
or something?
Oh yeah.
No, wait.
Something like that.
bring it on, Jesus!
Bring it on.
Get your lives together.
There was 2 of
There
them.
were a whole bunch of them, like a
Pitch
whole bunch of
perfect.
Pitch
Pitch
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, I keep them all in the same category because they're all like group, like
I love that
movie
shit.
things where like they have to coordinate something and fight against another group, and
I
it's
love
like
it. I'll watch
So-
them every day of the week.
Someone in chat just asked a good question that I thought should be. Vandy, are you gonna ring up your therapist and be like, I don't need you anymore. The torture's over. I'm out.
you know, I did this whole thing without a therapist, so I might either
No.
be a masochist or just too far gone.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I don't know. What am I gonna do?
um,
Do
work.
the time.
yeah. Yeah, you
Oh,
don't have any
shit.
shows like RP shows.
No, I won't
Why
have
not?
any RP shows for the next little bit. So I mean, I'll
No
probably
catharsis.
I'll probably just be doing like. Actually, no. Well, okay, no. I have a D&D group that I play with on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
But that's like not, live
Being
or anything.
honest.
Yeah.
D&D.
Yeah.
All right. Should we do an outro?
we go.
Take away?
Yeah.
YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Specifically, go check out Peachy because he made time to come here today. But check out everyone in general. Links in the description. Also, past cast members, check them out too because they put a lot of work into Sunkist as well. And yeah, we'll be back next week. I think we're going to be a little bit of time to wrap up Nahari and Chrys, but not too much time. Things are happening. And for anyone who's wondering, because I think I saw at least one person comment, the dark shadow on the roof, good thought that it was Aiden, but it was not. So.
Oh.